depend. His voice is soothing like a lullaby. Sometimes he brings a tear to my eye. Sit around the campfire and hear him tell his tale. Some may be able to relate to him quite well. We're all just people looking for a place to go. Well, Sty has made one, and it is quite a show. Come meet Sty, he's quite the guy.
Well, good evening, everybody. Hey, it's great to see some folks who want to hang around, just do the old online campfire thing tonight. I'm going to real quick shout out the folks that snuck in the chat before we got going. And B Wizzle jumped right in there. Hey. Great to see you, B Wizzle. Tiger Muskie right behind B Wizzle. Standing by. Great to see you, Tiger Muskie. Kathy. Hi, Kathy. Big smiles. Let's see. Where are we at? Oh, there's Phil. Haha. Phil says, hey, everyone. Leaving work now. I'll see you around 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's anytime we can see him. And we've got just going down the list here. There's James. Hey, good to see you, Jason the Reaper. Lisa Lee, good evening. Oh gosh. Hey, we got, wow, my boy, did I go down that list in a hurry there. Wow. There we are. And we got Tim with Kirk Whipper, Voyager Center. Great to see you, Tim. We got Guani. Hey. Guani. Awesome. B-Lady. Hi. Like that. Threw up the campfires. Let's see. Oh, there's Saucy Shane. Hey, Shane, brother. It's great to see you, my friend. Great to see you. Chowser, Foxhead Outdoors. Awesome. Great. Always good to see you, Chowser. And it looks like I'm caught up. I'm flying solo right now. I don't have anybody down in the basement. I got a feeling I will be. It never fails, of course. You know, there's always somebody who's going to show up down in my basement. It's not that I haven't flown solo before. Now, you might notice I sound a little off tonight. I'm a little congested up. Yeah, I had a bad, I'd done a dumb thing with my CPAP machine night before last. So yesterday and today I've been suffering from some congestion in my chest. Yeah, you got to be careful when you're setting the settings. And I had the humidifier portion of my part of my CPAP machine set way the heck to. I was just filling myself full of nothing but water vapor, and it congested me up. So otherwise I feel like $1 million, you know. So it was real obvious what caused it. It'll take a couple days to get all that fluid out of me. Hey, Mr. Fulton, good to see you. Went to the dentist. I'm glad it was you and not me. That's a one person in the world I can't stand is the dentist. Hey, Lizzie Ann, big hugs, girl. Good to see you. Hey, we got GSH LTV. Great to see you. Great to see you. Anybody else? I didn't miss anybody else from the looks of things. That's good. That's good. Yeah, I've been kind of busy the last 2 days. I haven't been on the internet much. I'm trying to work out my plans for the summer. Trying to get everything figured out. Yeah. There was a couple of changes in my agreement with the Forest Service, and so I had to adjust. I'm not going to use one of their generators. They were going to provide a generator for me, and he told me their generators are starting to get rather aged, and that last year a couple of them that they loaned out to campground hosts kept breaking down. And he said, I hate to give you a generator, have you depend on it, and then have it not work. He said, so how bad do you need a generator? I said, forget it, I'll buy one. So I'm going to purchase a generator. Got it all figured out. And there's a couple of other items I got to get to be all situated and set in place for this summer. So I was working that out and working out my summer budget, trying to work out how the heck I manage this place and spending the whole summer at camp. I'll be coming back home once a week for just one day. Oh, yeah, B-Lady, I'm getting a Predator 3500. I know a couple of people that own them, and they are awesome. They are awesome. They perform just, oddly enough, just as well as its equivalent Honda for a third of the price. It's actually $1,300 less than a Honda. Yeah, it's a lot of power, but I'm going to be running a lot of stuff too. I'm going to have a small fridge. I'm going to have all my electronics. I'm going to have a big flat screen TV, desktop computer, tons of stuff, lighting, all that stuff. But it's, plus I'm going to have some power tools with, because I got some projects I want to do right at camp that's going to require yeah, that's what my Jenny's going to run is $700, but I say 800, tax inclusive, blah blah blah. But hey, Canoe Hound, if you want to come on up, I'll send you the link. But yeah, the thing is it's an inverter. It only puts out 60 decibels when it's at peak power, when it's got a load on it. So even the Honda was putting out about 67. So it outperformed the Honda as far as the amount of decibels it puts out. And I've owned a couple generators in the past, and open case generators, not what I'm looking for. I got to have an inverter. I got to have it as quiet as it can possibly be. Okay, I will do that, Dennis. I will do that. Excuse me, folks, while I look for Dennis here. There he is. I can just pop that to him. Boom. There you go, Dennis. But yeah, in fact, I was going to order it. Hi, JCT, Barefoot Adventures. Great to see you. I got a hold of Harbor Freight, and because I see they've got them in stock, and I said, well, I want to buy one. I said, I'll buy that dang thing today, but I can't pick it up for a while. Oh, Lorna Jones. Lorna, you're such a sweetie. You didn't have to do that. You did not have to do that. That is so cool. Thank you. Thank you. Yep. That goes towards channel expenses this summer. Goes a long ways, actually. The every dollar counts, right? Yeah. The but that was very awesome of you. But yeah, I was going to buy it right off the bat, and they said no. They said hang tight. They said wait until about the end of March, and I said why? And they said we're going to have a store coupon for those, and they said you're going to save $100 on it. You're going to end up saving about $100 on it. So they said just hang tight. Don't buy it until towards the middle or end of March. Watch for that store coupon. I said okie dokie. So the money's there. It's just if I can save $100, well, and if I got it now, it's sitting in the back of my truck until May. So yeah, going through my mind, and I'm developing a list of I got to do this, and this to be able to get everything in order, because they want me there when they open the gate to the campground right on the 1st of May. So yeah, I thought I'd be a lot more excited, but now that I know it's definitely going to happen, it actually made the cabin fever kick in a little harder. I just feel stuck until May 1st. That's the way I feel. That's it. I know it's foolish, but yeah, I feel like I'm stuck. Oh, Cheesehead. Yeah, I'm going to save a little over $100 on the new generator I'm going to be buying. I was going to buy it this week, and they told me, whoa, no, don't do it. In March, we're going to have a coupon on that coupon deal. And they said you'll save over $100. So I said, okie dokie. It's good to see you, Chris. Great to see you. I'm hoping you can get out to East Twin Lake this summer with me, and we can do some cooking together on that wonderful cast iron that you gave me, buddy. Harbor Freight. Yeah. Now I've had people say, oh, don't buy that cheap junk from Harbor Freight, blah, 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 blah. Well, Predator isn't made by Harbor Freight, and look at them on YouTube. Just go look at the reviews of Predators on YouTube. Yeah, you'll see. No, they don't have. I asked them to, be lady, and I rarely even bring that up. It's bad enough to know I'm old. I just reinforce it when I go, can I get a senior discount? Isn't that terrible? Stupid pride, right? Stupid pride. But no, they don't have a senior. See, they said that they do have senior specials at times where anything in the store you get 10% off, whatever you buy for limited time for seniors. And they said, but if they're having one of those events, then that coupon doesn't apply. So it's one or the other kind of deal. So, and the coupon far exceeds 10%. They said the coupon will be about a 20% discount. So yeah. Yeah. I have only 4 months. It'll go fast. Yeah. Actually, 3 months, 3 full months. The first is just a few days away, and then I've got 90 days, and I'm at camp. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. Yeah, the lady, what a ripoff, eh? They could do me a favor, right? Come on, help the old boy out. What the heck? Yeah. Yeah, Lizzie. That's even better. I am so looking forward to it. And I'm just hoping Starlink is being weird. 1 minute they imply that I may not have their service in May like I want. But then the next minute they're saying, oh, yeah, you've got it. Don't worry about it. So one way or the other, I'm streaming live from out there. Oh, I got to pull this guy up here with me. There he is. Hey, Dennis.
Hey, how you doing, Sty?
Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Hey, Rebecca. Hi. Oh, yeah, I'm doing good. Other than
Everybody.
Yeah, hi everybody over there. Other than trying to drown myself with my CPAP machine, I'm doing good. Yeah.
Yeah, quite the interesting story. I didn't know you could actually almost drown yourself with one of those things.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I had mine's so sensitive. If you hit that dial, just tap it. The humidity level, if it's on that setting, it'll crank it right up or it'll crank it completely down. Well, it cranked it right up. I mean, so high that it's just humid enough in my apartment that when I woke up yesterday morning, I'm like, oh my God, I felt like I had inhaled a glass full of water. And the hose from the machine to my mask had water in it.
Wow.
You could actually hear it gurgling when I breathed because the air is trying to get past that water in the hose.
It's like Sty's own hookah.
Yeah.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah. Yeah, it was quite. I'd come up if I wasn't camping in my living room.
Who's that?
Yeah, he's got bad internet. I'm out at camp.
Oh, Nicholas.
Nicholas Green. Hey, Darkness Empire. See if I
Where's Phil and everybody?
Well, Phil's on his way home from work. He'll be up here soon.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he said he worked a long shift today, so he could have Friday off.
Right. Yeah, he has the 11-hour shift on Thursdays.
Mm.
And then Ann is taking a little bit of a sabbatical.
Recharging the batteries, is she?
Yeah.
Sorry, my dog moved.
Yeah.
My dog kind of moved in beside me here.
Yeah, she's letting you.
Because I got a bowl of potato chips beside me.
B lady, Starlink is going to be the internet provider for me out at camp. I was just going to use a Verizon hotspot, but we calculated the maximum data package I could get, and it would fall short. I would have to discontinue the new show that I'm starting Monday. I would have to stop that show as of May 1st and not restart it until October, because of the data cap that I would have. It would bottleneck. I wouldn't be able to live stream. So looking for an alternative, we found Starlink, and that's unlimited data, period. I can live stream, upload, download, anything I want to do 24/7. Yep.
Yeah, I'm still enthralled in a battle with my ISP right now. I got to make a change.
Isn't that a bummer? I mean,
yeah.
I'm not one that likes the idea of any kind of monopoly, but I'm thrilled about Starlink and that so many people, especially if they've got poor internet service, get their hands on that Starlink and have unlimited service. Well, it's like I was telling you yesterday, I think it was, Dennis, that my current service is $80 a month. Starlink's $100 a month, but it's faster than what I'm getting for $80 and just as dependable. So for that, and I can use it remotely. I can go out to camp and use it, So as far as I can't take this out to camp, so
no. Yeah, that's going to be the beauty part, eh? I couldn't believe some of the things that you were telling me, like, the tracking that the satellite has and everything else. So.
Yeah, the fact that you just set it up where you got a clear view of the southern sky. You go in, get on your computer, and you tell it connect to the satellite, and that dish sits out there and turns and tips up and down till it finds it. Bing. So you don't have to. You're not out there trying to aim that damn thing. You don't need the right azimuth and everything to get it right on. And I used to install, for a while, I installed satellite dishes with a buddy of mine. And it was always a pain in the butt aiming that damn dish,
Yeah.
Now you don't even have to do it. Just plug it into your.
It's a game of millimeters, eh?
Yeah. Yep. And I've watched a lot of video reviews of people in the beta program that have been using the system now for quite a while, and they once in a while they'll drop a signal, and that'll be because of right now Starlink is trying to they're trying to, how do I put it, troubleshoot. What they're going to be doing is that they're going to have laser cross satellite transmission. So if you're shooting on a satellite and 30,000 other people are pinging that same satellite, well, that one satellite could never handle that bandwidth, right? So what that satellite does is it connects with the satellite behind it and the one in front of it to share that load. And then if that doesn't share it, they connect with the ones out from them and out from them until it spreads all of that connectivity across the whole array. So you never end up with overloading the bandwidth on any one satellite because all the satellites are sharing the duty. And so as they program them and as they tweak them and get them all set up, once in a while there'll be a drop of signal. And they said, but it's such a short drop, like all of a sudden, boom, it'll say you lost your internet. And within 30, 45 seconds, boom, it's back, and that a person can live with. If they're out in the middle of the woods and trying to use the internet, that's no big deal. Here at home, if it drops for an hour or two or more.
Yeah. So what they're doing is they're working on their mesh, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're putting a lot of satellites up too. My God. Yeah. There's they're at I don't know the total count right now, but they're about 30% of all the satellites they're going to be putting up there are up there.
Mm-hmm.
But people don't realize either is these are low orbit satellites. So when they get old, they send a new one up to replace that one. And they just tell that one to kill itself. And it just comes back into the atmosphere and burns up within. They said it takes about an hour and 20 minutes for it to come out of its orbit before it's going to burn up in the atmosphere. And they're small enough that they totally burn up. There's no debris or anything ever getting to the surface. So they just pull it out of the array and it burns itself up and a new one slides itself in its old spot. And they got quite the thing going on here. There's Amazon and there's a couple other companies trying to do the same thing, but they're going to go with distant orbit. They're going out farther instead of the near orbit.
Farther out, yeah.
So they're going farther out, which will create latency. So the only way will be able to match Starlink's latency is to be able to have the same orbit as Starlink. Well, Starlink, they've already claimed it. They got it. Now we're going to end up with Star Wars up there. They'll be shooting each other's satellites out of the sky.
I'm surprised there hasn't been collisions up there yet.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of space debris that's floating around up there.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, they finally got wise that everything's got to be designed to burn itself up, to come back and burn itself up. But so much of that stuff that's just far enough out, it's going to spin around the planet for the next 50, 60 years before it ever gets near the atmosphere to burn up. And you think I'm riding some spacecraft through that? That'd be like driving a brand new Porsche through a junkyard. Yeah, nervous through the whole trip.
Didn't they just show some guys? I thought it was this morning or yesterday morning. I've seen there's these 4 or 5 guys, and they've all paid $50 million to be flown up to the space station.
Really?
Yeah, they're going to be the first non-astronaut people and like they're going to be going up soon. It's like happening, right? So
that's crazy. Well,
a measly $50 million, though, eh?
Right? Hell, yeah, right? Yeah. You got to fund it somehow, right?
That's $50 million.
$50 million for a plane ride, right?
Yeah. That you hope doesn't blow up under your ass, right?
Right. Yeah. Strap your ass to, a
nuclear bomb.
Yeah, to 100 tons of hydrogen, liquid oxygen, set a flame to it. Yeah. I've always loved the space program. I always wanted to be an astronaut. It's just that getting up there, that ride, I ain't into that shit. No, strapping my ass.
Oh, I'm sure it'd be a thrill of a lifetime if it didn't blow up under you, right?
Well, that's it. If you make it, boy, you got something to talk about.
Yeah.
But we all know you ain't got nothing to say if it don't go good. And they don't have little problems. You look at Apollo 13; those guys damn near froze to death up there. And they didn't think they were ever going to get them boys back. And
that was amazing.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah. How they managed to work that out, totally recreate the whole situation down here on Earth to come up with how the hell they're going to survive. I mean,
yep.
And those guys were lucky they had people on the ground that didn't just say, well, they're gonna die. You know,
Yeah.
they
How the hell
could,
do you think of like, oh, we'll slingshot them around the moon?
yeah, yeah. Well,
And
guess what?
actually, and that they would end up coming back at Earth, right?
Right. What if they were off? I mean, it's
Yeah.
just, it's like we know that here. If you're off by half an inch, 1 inch, trying to shoot that deer out there 300 yards.
Yeah.
No. You totally missed the bugger. I mean,
Galani says at least it won't hurt Sty.
it won't hurt.
Yeah. Not for long, anyways.
Yeah, at least not for long. Yeah. Yeah, you might get of the ouch out. Yeah.
Oh, probably not even that much. It would happen so fast.
The well, that was the one thing with Challenger when it blew. After all the investigations and that, they said that those folks did suffer. They did.
Oh,
suffer.
really?
Oh, yeah. Because of the way it exploded, they figured that it was probably about 15 seconds before the cockpit would have been totally destroyed. So 15 seconds doesn't seem like long unless you sit there and go 1001, 1002, 1003, and do that with 1,000 big needles stuck in you. Try to count to 50.
God bless their hearts. Jeez.
They were, brave. It takes brave souls to do that. I mean, you got to give them all the kudos in the world for having the guts to, like I said, you strap yourself to a big tank of fuel and off you go. Yeah,
that was built by the lowest bidders, right?
And that's it. That's it. That's why with Starlink, I loved watching some of their first flights. How meticulous they are on the return. Anything they get, anything that comes back, they reuse. Man, they are meticulous on that crap. And it's because they're not government. They don't go with the lowest bidder. They go. Their whole idea is, if this is costing us hundreds of millions of dollars, send this rocket up there, and we want as much of that back as we can get, so we can reuse it, because those things are expensive. So they got that business frame of mind that, oh no, we don't want to suffer any loss. Well, I'd want to ride in one of their ships, If I was going to, I'd want to be.
Only going to cost you $50 million.
That's only $50 million. I mean, will they take payments?
Yeah.
I don't think they give me 25 years to pay at my age.
I want the 25-year plan.
I want 25-year plan. Yeah. Hey, Alexander, that's great. You got that truck finally taken care of. There you go. Hey, me Dibble.
Hey, me Dibble. How you doing?
Can't stay for long. Just popped in to say hi. Well, that's cool. That's cool. Everybody knows what Thursday nights are about. Yep. Hey, share it out, guys. Share it out. Let's get some more friends on over here. I got to remind you guys that Monday night we got Sty Story Sunday, and then Monday night's the first. It's just the intro show for the new series, Sty Times. So,
Sty Times.
Yeah.
Sounds like a newspaper.
Yeah, basically, it's a YouTube newspaper.
Yeah.
Well, I should say rag. It's not a real newspaper because it's going to be more inquirerish,
Inquirerish.
Yeah.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah, want to know a bunch of BS. There you go. Okay, Alexander. Go. Pocket change. Yeah, 50 million. $50 million. Oh my gosh. If I had $50 million, you couldn't pry me off this planet. I got things I'd want to do here.
Yeah.
With
How
50
the hell
million,
does somebody make $50 million to be able to blow on something like that, right?
that's it. I mean,
That's like the ultimate 50th birthday party. Or
yeah.
50th birthday gift, right?
Oh, no kidding. Yeah. Hey, Dustin Dyson, great to see ya. Yep. Well, you saw that someone won that $1 billion Mega Millions down here.
$1 billion?
$1 billion.
Oh, shit.
The cash value of it was 750 million. If they took it in cash instead of over the.
And what about 94% of that goes to taxes, right?
That's about 30%.
Yeah. Wow.
And and it was won by a single player. And then there was a 740 some million Powerball that went to one player in Michigan. It wasn't Phil.
No, it wasn't Phil.
Because
he is painting his bedroom for his studio.
Yep. Yeah, true.
Where'd all that money come from, Phil?
Yeah, where'd you get that money, Phil? Where'd you get that paint? Out of the paint booth at the Chevy dealership?
Yeah.
I only say that because up here, I had 135 single family homes that I managed, and I had gone to Georgia Tech to become a certified lead-based paint inspector and risk assessor. And it was because I was handling governmental rental units. And they all had to be tested, and to hire these guys come in and do the testing, it was cheaper for me to go back to college and get my certification and do it myself. So I did. We started testing those houses, and I couldn't believe the lead levels in the houses we had. And all those houses, the older houses, were the worst. Good to see you, Michael Moran. But the earliest houses we had were built in 1967. Those were the worst. I mean, I put spectrum analysis machine against the wall, pull the trigger on that bugger, and it's so full of lead. It takes a meter right off the scale. You're just like, whoa, geez, they got lead sheeting for walls, And I could not figure out for the life of me why we had certain houses. Everything built prior to 1975 was so high in lead, and a few of them after 75 were high in lead, and they shouldn't have been, because lead had been banned in paints, right? After those houses, or before those houses were built.
Mm-hmm.
So there shouldn't have been any lead in those houses, but there was. Come to find out, okay, it was a port community, commercial fishermen. And the Great Lakes, Lake Superior fish tugs most of them are metal sheeting over wood hulls. Well, that metal just rusts away, but not when you put a good thick coat of lead-based paint on them.
Mm-hmm.
And marine paint was dirt cheap. So this was a low-income type community. These people were buying red, blue, and white. Those three colors were the most common. They were buying this paint from down in the port from the marina because it was dirt cheap, and they're painting their houses with it. It's got so much lead in that damn paint. It's to protect the hulls of the boat.
Yeah.
It never intended to have people messing with it, So here they're putting all that lead poisoning in their houses because it's cheap. and
Yeah.
it looks good. Look at
And their,
and they
kids are coming out with a third eye and a arm.
yeah,
head,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. Where the smartest one in the bunch was able to eat with a fork. Yeah, the you got a smart kid when he can eat with a fork without injuring himself. Yeah. Hey, Cool Quest. This is the first time I saw Johnny and Colleen. Where the heck is it? Oh, god dang it. Since they sent me this, I tell you what, I don't know. Hey, Cool Quest, do you want to come up? You want to come up on the panel? Hey there, OG-san.
I see Steve's in the chat too. How you doing, Killdeer? Travis?
Hey, Killdeer.
Oji-san?
Travis popped in. That crazy bug eater.
He said he was going to come up, but he's cramping. He's still cramping.
Oh, I believe it, man. He took heat. He took Reaper Hot topped with mealworms, crickets, and scorpions today. 3 candy bars, one with the mealworm, another candy bar with the crickets, one with
Why do these guys do this to themselves, man?
I watched him eat that down. I didn't say nothing. I just hit that thumbs up and gave him a bunch of thumbs up in the comments because he's nuts.
Hey there, Lucian.
Lead was ground up and put in flour to make it white. Oh yeah, there's a lot of history in lead. But the Cool Quest sent me their sticker. I love their sticker.
That's a cool logo, eh?
Yeah, and then they've got these cards that it's got their information. It says John and Colleen on the back, and it's got their email, their Instagram, and their YouTube on the back of it. Oh, you can't see because of the stupid blue screen, but it's awesome. I love their sticker. And I don't know if they're aware, but on my adventure trailer, and that's happening probably if I got good weather in May, because you don't want to be putting them stickers on out in the rain. You don't want to be doing it when in the end of July when it's 85, 90 degrees and humid out. So I'm hoping towards the end of May, I can get all my stickers on that adventure trailer. I got one whole front panel that's going to be nothing but channel stickers on it. So, and I'll finally get the Styack put on the kayak this spring.
You haven't put that on there yet? I thought you had.
No.
Oh, wow.
I'm worse than an old mother hen. I don't want them scratched up. But what the hell good are they if I don't put them on?
You know somebody that can make you another one if you scratch it up, Sty.
True. But those are going on too this spring, because that bugger will be seen by a lot of people this summer. I'm going to be putting my logo sticker and yours on the kayak. It's one thing I like is here in Wisconsin, we don't have to license anything under 14 feet that's only hand powered. So I don't have to have all the state numbers and their stickers on it. So
you have to do that for anything over 14 feet if you had like a 16-footer?
Yeah.
Really? That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of.
Yeah, because they say if you've got a 16-footer, you can put a
trolling motor or something.
Yeah, you can put a transom board on the back of your canoe and throw a trolling motor on it. It can't be powered. In fact, I got in an argument with the DNR because okay, Cool Quest. Just a second. Okay, guys, this is just for Cool Quest. Just for Cool Quest. Don't everybody jump on this because
actually, you want me to forward it to them through Facebook?
Can you?
Yeah.
Do it, would you please?
Yeah, I'll
That's so much slicker. The
Let's see here.
hey, Whiskey Throttle. The hey, Tuna Shogun. Yeah, good to see ya. But yeah, I got in a big argument with this guy with the state, with the DNR, over that whole licensing bullshit. They told me that if I got a kayak that is pedal operated, there's a lot of those now, and a lot of the old guys like those. You don't have to paddle the damn things.
They're not coming up here. Oh, they're no.
Having trouble finding them?
Yeah, they're not popping up here on my messenger. What the heck's going on?
Take a look.
Johnny, you have a plumbing business? Where the heck are they?
I'm looking too. I think it was far enough back where it's not showing it to me.
John, Colleen, send me a message on Facebook, and I'll drop it in there. Send it back.
Oh yeah, that's the quickest way to get them to come up, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, heck. That's why I asked. Oh, can you? Because I'm having trouble finding them myself, and I'm sure I have them.
Oh, we follow each other on Facebook, so.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. I find them. I'll find them.
But yeah, I told him, I said, for crying out loud, I said, so if I got a kayak that I can pedal, I'd have to license it. And they said, well, yeah, because it's motorized. I said, no, it's pedal. It's human powered. And this guy, he didn't want to give up. But finally, he had to requiesce that, yeah, if it's not powered by some kind of motor, then it doesn't have to be licensed. Well, that's like with trailers, too. If your trailer is under 14 feet, you don't have to license it in the state of Wisconsin. But it cannot be a camper. It's got to be for any purpose other than being recreational. And I got in that argument, and I got it right from the Department of Transportation. That are you having no luck there, Dennis?
I'm having no luck, man.
Okay.
Oh wait, here we go. No.
Oh wait. No.
Nope.
Okay, this link is.
They just sent me. There we go. They just sent me a message.
Oh, you got them.
I think.
Okay, I got it ready to go in the comments. If you don't,
oh yeah, okay.
That.
Control V. There we go. Okay, it's coming at you guys. Sorry, sorry for the delay.
Great.
Boy, that was a shit show.
Yeah, there you go. You got it
They
faster,
didn't come up under my messenger. Yet they sent me. That's weird. I don't know. You know what? I am perhaps one of the least technological guys. Like I'm not a techie at all.
No, I'm one where I look. Is it in clear language and I can click?
Yeah.
Then I'm successful. But boy, oh boy, if I got to really know what the hell I'm doing, good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck. Michael. I got a buddy over there, and
here, add you as a friend. How's that? Got him now.
Yeah, I got a buddy over there in the UK that's got an awesome pedal kayak that's, I think his is a 16-footer. His is pedal plus sail. He can run a sail on it. And that bugger's going off the coast there in England and fishing in a stinking kayak. And we see a few of them once in a great while up here on Lake Superior. None of the locals here own them, but we've had out-of-towners bring them in, and you see them out here setting up, and off they go on the big lake with them. I get upset. We get a lot of kayakers from all over the country show up here, and they want to put in and they want to go out and tour the Apostle Islands. And you look at some of the gear they're using, and you're going, "You're gonna die! Don't do it! You're gonna die! Don't go out there!" I mean, you get out to Eagle Island. If I recall, it's either Eagle or Devil's Island. You're 12 miles off the shoreline out there, and this lake can turn in a half an hour. You can be out there and look, skies are blue, everything's pretty. Half hour later, you got gale force winds and you got 20 to 30 foot swells. And here in Lake Superior, it's not like the ocean. The swells are tighter. So it's straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. There's no belly in the swales at all. So, and that's why all the fishing tugs up here, you never find a fishing tug over 42 feet long, because they'll bust in half, because those swells are so close together, they end up riding over the swell, and the belly of that boat can't handle the stress. Here we go. Look at here. Hey, John.
Hey.
How's it going, Dennis?
Good.
How you doing, Sty?
Good. Hey, Khalid.
Hi.
Someone had to go do her hair before we got online.
I could have paid for that. I'm not lying.
Is that called doing the hair? Just putting a baseball cap on?
It's the best, right? Oh, you have no idea. No, we've been running around. We're getting ready to go on a little weekend getaway tomorrow morning. So we've been packing everything up.
Oh, really? Where you going?
Going to Wilderness State Campground, which is about a little over 4 hours north of us. So we got a cabin right up there by Big Mighty Mac. It's about 5 miles from the bridge.
Oh, really? On the south side, north side?
We'll be on the south side of the bridge.
South side, yeah.
Our cabin is a 4-mile hike into it. So we have our snowshoes, depending on if there's, how much snow was up there.
Yeah.
I just went and dug out our little, cleat things, right? Just in case we need those.
Oh, crampons.
So the crampons, yeah. So that's what I've been doing. But we each got a sled, so I'm so excited.
That's good, because you can haul a lot of gear and food with you.
Oh yeah. And beer.
And beer, yeah. That's one sled, and then
right on.
Yeah.
How is everybody?
I'm
new day.
Same shit, new day. Yeah.
They're still stuck in lockdown over there.
Yeah, this is things are really starting to blow around here, I'll tell you.
I know. You guys are very naughty in Ontario right now.
Yeah.
Very naughty.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, my family's from London, and they just can't seem to catch a breath over there with this crap.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Actually, neither can you guys or everybody, right? Everybody's treating it differently, right?
Yeah. So true, for sure.
Yeah.
But we're just happy to get away. Can't wait.
That is great. That's great.
Make the best of it.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we'll be up there for 3 nights, 4 days.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
Awesome.
know. Yeah, I'm super excited.
It's the DNR has put a minimum requirement, so you have to have any of the state parks you stay at, minimum of 3 nights. So
if you're in a cabin,
if you're in a cabin,
right?
Using one of their cabins, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So we're on the if you're looking at the mitten, so we'll be where the bridge is at. We're going to be on the farthest north point to the west.
So we're the
Awesome.
cabin, yeah.
So where that cabin sits is kind of like on a little peninsula, and you've got nothing but Lake Michigan to look at.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, so you're right at the lake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So
I bet you that.
hopefully there's some heavy powder up there. That's what I'm hoping for.
That's it. I bought a brand new pair of snowshoes 2 years ago. Well, this is the third season.
Yep.
And bought them brand new, but I bought them late in the season. Then it didn't snow the rest of the year. It was like, what the heck? All of January, February, March, no snow. So I thought, well, okay, I got a brand new pair for 2019 and 2020. I'd have a new pair, brand new pair. It didn't snow last year either. This year, I mean, I could walk out to my truck and back in my slippers, for crying out loud. There's no snow, none. So I got a brand spanking new pair. And
they did a study, they just did some stats like a month ago.
Yeah.
Texas had 15 inches of snow. Grand Rapids had 9.
Right. Yeah, it's bad when Texas and New Mexico are getting more snow than us.
That's crazy.
Yeah, something.
Hey, thank you, Nick.
Something about the jet stream is not as strong or something like that, and everything's just kind of lulling down.
Yeah, it's so strange this year. Thanks a lot there, Nick. That goes a long ways, buddy.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, a pound too. Nice.
Yeah, those are pounds. Those aren't.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
I never got any foreign money in any of my chats. Oh, except for Crazy Ann sent me some.
Oh, doesn't that freak you out the first time you get something from Norway?
Yeah. No, what is that? A NOK? N-O-K?
Yeah. I call them knocks.
Okay.
I call them knocks. They knock on your door and that's it. There ain't nobody there when you get there. She freaked me out. My very first super chat from her. I was thrilled that it was $50 when I found out it was $50, but not as thrilled as I was when it came up as 500 knocks.
Wow.
Came up as 500 knocks, and I'm going, whoa, no, 500 bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta.
It's like only 1,000 pesos.
That right. Yeah. Wow, 1,000 pesos. Aren't we rich now?
I don't even know what their conversion is on that.
I don't know what a peso's worth anymore. Yeah.
Bring on Mexico. Let's go.
That's it.
9 more months.
Hey, I'm telling you, Cheryl and I lucked out because we went away last February, just before all this shit hit the fan.
Oh man!
So we caught like the last train. Eh?
So yeah, you totally got lucky because we didn't go away last year. Last year was the first time that I have not been away since I was 16 years old.
Oh
wow!
Okay.
I know. Well, I mean, like down south, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so but anyways.
Yeah, Johnny, Colleen, you guys need to send me your mailing address again, eh?
Okay.
I got new channel member stickers to send out. So.
You were on my list today of things to do right there.
There you go.
Yeah. You're at your circle. It's the last thing still to do. So
there you go.
Yeah, I will for sure.
Yeah.
And my answer to Tuesday.
Yeah, you're the answer for Tuesday. You know who it was. You remember, don't you?
Oh my God! Of course, that was so good. You were crazy. That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was lots of fun.
I had to get on the bandwagon, right?
You know, it was. I liked.
I am so sick of that damn thing.
He's sick of it.
Oh my! It's like all over Facebook. It's like, really, people.
I liked his end result, what he did. So I thought it was very generous.
Yeah, didn't he made up T-shirts or something and donated all the money to.
He did
food
2
drive.
in Vermont. So yeah, kind of fun.
Good for him.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. Awesome.
There we go. Lazy Nate TV says 1 Mexican peso is 4.9 US cents.
4.9 US cent. Oh,
That'd be about $6
okay.
Canadian.
$1 is 20 pesos.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
$1
$1 is
is
20
20 pesos.
20
Okay.
pesos. 20.3 pesos.
Okay. Oh, that's what you were looking up too. Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
gotta stay on that top of it.
Yeah. I don't know. Whenever we go, anyways, we always bring U.S. money. Even when I
Yeah, I
was
know, right?
in Canada, you always bring U.S. money, right?
Yeah. You go from Canada, you still bring US money down
Yeah,
to
you do.
Dominican or
Mhm.
Mexico or wherever.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, I found out. I don't. When I had the Dollar Tree store, we had a lot of folks from Canada that come through. You know, we get a lot of folks from Canada coming through here, and we always told them it was corporate policy. We weren't allowed to accept Canadian money.
Right.
And they dig and they'd go, yeah, we got U.S. money. You know, we did an exchange because we knew some of you just wouldn't take our money. But boy, I found out the hard way when I was driving truck over the road. You go into Canada, they just, boy, especially waitresses, they love you when you tip them in U.S. dollars.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what the rate. I don't even know what the currency rate is right now.
It's not.
1.2.
It's not the greatest.
Yeah, it's not terrible, but it's not the best.
I think it's like 130 or something.
Yeah, it bounces right around there.
Yeah.
Hi, Nick.
Yeah, right, Sty, how are you, mate?
I'm doing fairly well, bud. I'm doing fairly well. Suffering cabin fever, but yeah.
Who says that they're from Canada?
Yep, they're from Canada. That whole side of the panel.
Well, I am.
Oh,
Nah,
fucking hell. That's all we need,
yeah.
the British rejects.
Now.
Yeah, if you want to call us that, sure. I forgot I was on mute. Sounds like somebody's getting feedback.
Yeah, but I'm being nice, though.
Which is a rare event. And I mean, people should give you credit for that, Nick. You're behaving yourself quite well, and I appreciate that. So, Johnny and Colleen, did you heard what I got going this summer, right? Oh, yeah, you know, I'm gonna host the campground all summer.
Right. Yeah.
This week, now it's carved in stone. It's a done deal. I've got but they gave me 2 campgrounds. I'm going to be living in one and managing 2. So, but between the 2, I figured it out, and they kind of laughed at me because they said, "Oh, you got this all figured out, don't you?" I said, "You're darn right. I need time for myself, you know." And I figured it out. My camp duties is about 3 hours a day, and that covers both campgrounds. And so I get 21 hours a day to do what I want, you know. And they were laughing because they said, "Well, 5 days a week?" And I said, "Well, no, 7 days a week." And they go, "Well, you know, you can take a day or 2 off whenever you want because you are a volunteer." They said, "You're not on the payroll. We can't make you get up at a certain time and work to a certain time." They said, "You're in charge of what you do. We just want to make sure you do enough to earn your campsite for the summer." I said, "Sounds good to me."
Easy peasy.
You bet. And I told them, I said, "That's cool. I'll take Sundays and Tuesdays off." And they go, "What? Why Sundays and Tuesdays?" I said, "Sunday is always a dead day at camp. Everybody's going home, you know, people they come in Friday and they leave Sunday, so they don't need a host. They're all leaving, you know. I said, and Tuesday, that's when campgrounds are the quietest. So I said, yeah, I'll take those 2 days off every week.
So have people started reserving spots in the campground already? So I noticed today, I think it was the Backwaters. I think started their open reservations rather. So have they?
At recreation.gov, the campground schedules and your ability to reserve is there. So I haven't looked to see if anybody's reserved anything yet.
I bet they have.
All of the month of May, except for Memorial Day weekend, is first come, first serve every site. Nobody can reserve in May. They just show up and hope you got a site kind of deal.
So when is opening day then for it?
May 1st.
It is May 1st. That's going to be here before you know it.
I know, it's already in February next week.
I know.
Yeah. And they told they told me have the truck and trailer sitting at the gate at 8 o'clock in the morning on May 1st. And they said, we're going to unlock the gate. You're going to be the first vehicle into the campground.
Yeah, you are.
Perfect. They said, so that you can get into your site, claim it. It's yours for the rest of the season, because the site I'm taking is one of the favorites. It's booked, it's a non-reservable site, and it's full year round. They said they only had a total of 100 days of camp season. They only had 6 days without a camper on that site last year. Only 6 days.
Piss a lot of people off.
Well, and the sweet part of it is I'm not just going to be campground host. They qualified me to be a Forest Service volunteer, so they're issuing me a truck. So I'll have a Forest Service truck to go to the other campground, do the maintenance and things there, and any of my duties around the campgrounds. But the sweet part of that is I have the campsite right smack in the middle of the campground. There's a loop off to one side and a loop off the other, and I can just about see every campsite from my campsite.
Have his eyes on everybody.
And that Forest Service truck parked at the end of the apron. People see that and they'll go, well, we can't be drunk after 10 o'clock tonight. We got to keep it quiet. Stinking Forest Service here. They're actually staying. The supervisor said that, just having our truck parked at your campground apron there calms the campground right down. Everybody's like, oh no, Forest Service employee right here, right with us. We can't get out of control. That's good. That's good. I wouldn't let them in.
Sure. Do you have space on your site for us?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. We're gonna come for a visit.
You're either gonna set up right on my site, or else, and I'll watch. If it's not reserved, we'll get it locked up. If you want to walk in a little ways to site number 10, YouTube would love it.
Okay.
It's all by itself. It's not in the campground proper. Mm-hmm. It's right as you come into the campground, you head off through the woods, probably about the length of a football field, and it comes out into a nice open campsite, tent site with all water frontage all the way around it.
Sounds good to me.
It sounds fantastic.
It's got an awesome area for pulling up canoes, kayaks, whatever. Mm-hmm. And it's sandy, lake bottom there. Not all of our sites are sandy, but that one's nice and sandy in there. And it faces east, so it's well protected. Storms come through. That site seems to never take any big hits. It's a
Sounds
I'm,
beautiful.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
Oh, you should be. That's amazing.
And they told me, they said, if I like it, that they said you can have that campground every year as long as you want it. They said.
That's crazy.
They said, we'll just sign you up every year.
Not good. So is that with like the forest, like the National Forestry?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
It's through the Forest Service, National Forest Service.
Yeah.
You pick, and I saw that question out the Rain Dancer was asking. They got volunteer positions in national parks. Yes, they do. National forest campgrounds are always looking for hosts.
Wow.
And the deal with hosting is they want you to host for at least 1 month. You know, they'd love you to host the whole season so they don't have to replace you. But
right, worry about it.
But they're willing, if you say, well, I can host for the month of July, they'll book you. They'll say, okay, we'll give you the month of July, you host the campground. And we'll find a host for June, August, you know, whatever. And what you get is you get the campsite at no fee. You don't pay any fee for the campsite. And then they provide you with a Forest Service radio so you can stay in 24/7 contact with the Forest Service. And what you do in exchange is, okay, if they want you to mow the campground you're hosting, they'll give you a nice riding lawnmower and weed whip and all that, and all the gas that goes with it. If they feel that you should have a generator on the site, if you provide your own, they'll provide the gas for it. You don't have to buy any gas.
Good.
And that's what I'm doing, providing my own. Hey, Phil.
What's happening, folks?
Hey, Spicy, how you doing, buddy?
Good, man. How is everyone?
Good,
Yeah,
good.
Phil.
Cool, guys. What's up? And Nick Jones. Wow, what's happening?
Hi, Phil.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good, how are
Good,
you?
you?
I'm here.
There
He's
you
here.
go.
It's the start of my weekend, right?
Yes.
Same with us.
Same here.
No Friday work. I got to work for 5 hours on Saturday, but no big deal, right?
Johnny and Colleen, it's the start of their nice long weekend. They're going to go stay in a cabin out in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
No,
3 nights, 4 days, right?
Yeah, 4 days.
Wow.
Wow.
I was talking to one of my coworkers. You know, we're finishing up in the bathroom. Nothing weird going on. And I'm like, and he's like, "Oh, I'm so glad to have tomorrow off." I said, "Yeah, me too." He's like, "Yeah, I don't come back until the 8th." I'm like, "You son of a."
Yeah, you really wanted to hear that.
Yeah, they're going down to Florida. So,
Oh,
There you
boy.
go.
wish it was me.
There's a ton of people from Michigan down in the Keys right now.
Well, I heard a report that Florida is getting 1,000 new people a day or a week or a month or something like that, and like 400 of them are coming from New York. So
I
Yeah.
wouldn't doubt it.
I don't
Heavy.
know.
everybody's
Moving
skiing.
down there?
That's well, they're saying a lot of the New Yorkers are actually relocating. I mean, some of them don't plan on coming back.
Yeah, right. They're leaving. They're not
They're
coming back.
leaving.
That's what I was
I
talking
think
about.
New York City is going to end up being one of the biggest ghost town in the U.S.
That's sad.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Because when Giuliani was there, man, that place was hopping.
Oh, no kidding. That was a hot spot, boy.
Good old Rudy. Eh?
Yep. Now everybody thinks he's a quack.
Yeah,
You have to admit.
Phil, you got something playing in the background or something?
No, is that me? Did you not have that before me?
No.
Oh, that was.
Oh, nope. Nick, is that you?
No, mate.
Here, I'm gonna hit my mute.
That's that. Oh my gosh! No, it's still there.
Well, let's mute. I'll mute us.
The Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, Johnny. Is
that any better?
That's good.
All right. Must have been something weird. Yeah, I could hear it too, but I thought I heard something out in my truck.
Yeah,
No.
I think it was Johnny and Colleen.
I think
was
so. It might have been just because their volume was up a little on their end, and we're hearing the feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, then I can't hear anything.
There now it's there, but there's echo.
Weird.
Yeah.
Ba-ba-ba.
Is there any echo now?
Is
No.
echo cancellation off?
There. Okay. Cool Quest. Unmute yourself. Okay. Let's see if there's any feedback. Nope. It's Nick. It's Nick. He's the only one muted. Yeah, it was coming from Nick, but we're not hearing it now. We're not hearing it.
Are you hearing this?
Yeah, we're hearing that.
Oh, okay.
What are you having?
Some
Raisin snack mix.
Snack mix.
So seeds and dried fruit and stuff with Carolina Reaper on it.
Yeah.
What's the hottest pepper now these days?
I'm not sure it's been named. Because there are ones hotter than the Carolina Reaper. Hottest one I've had is a chocolate primatali. And I'm growing some this year. They're in my basement right now underneath the grow light. Part of my work tomorrow morning is getting my 3-gallon pots out and transplanting them from the seed, from the cup, now into the bigger pots. So only about 25% of my plants have actually sprouted. So
what's the Scoville scale on those?
Well, a Reaper can range from 1.5 to 2.2.
Right. Yeah, I heard 2.2 is the max on that.
Is the max. So these are supposed to be, a few 100,000 Scoville higher range. So they're probably right around 1.8, 1.9 to 2.5, 2.6.
Hey, Newman.
It was definitely the hottest pepper. I mean, usually when I eat a Reaper, once my tolerance is back up around pepper season, a Reaper for me is like a 5 or a 6 on my heat scale. And when I had that my first chocolate primatali this summer, I was at a 7. So, yeah. But if you watch that Netflix thing, We Are the Champions, the pepper eating contest, the Carolina Reaper was like the 3rd or 4th pepper they ate as far as going up hot. And then Ed Curry had like 4 or 5 peppers that were even hotter than that.
Yeah.
So the Pepper X, the Apollo, some other peppers and things. Of course, the Primatali. He had peppers that were way hotter than that. He hasn't released them because he's waiting for someone that can come out with a hotter pepper than a Carolina Reaper. So he just got seeds and stuff on standby where he's like, all right, well, here's a hotter one. He's a mad scientist with peppers and making hotter and hotter and hotter stuff. He just doesn't release it real quick. That's all.
Dang.
Yeah, Rain Dancer, good for you, teaching your granddaughter some skills. I push that all the time. We got to teach the kids. We got to teach the kids to not have a fear of providing for themselves outdoors. I mean, that when I had my wilderness camp, that was our business motto. Was our camp, we taught people outdoor thriving rather than surviving. If you learn to thrive in the outdoors, you don't need survival training, because survival should be 72 hours or less. If you're going past 72 hours, you need to know how to make yourself at home. You got to make yourself at home in the outdoors. And that's to thrive in the outdoors. So that's why we named my camp Wilderness Thriving Fundamentals.
I like that. That's well said.
Mike, how you doing?
My partners wanted so bad for us to take the survival aspect, and I told them I can't teach it. I said it's against my principles. My principles is that you need to know how to go out in the outdoors and make yourself at home and treat it as a home away from home. I always said that Mother Nature was just an extension of my own mom. You know, my mom always had a full fridge. So does Mother Nature. She's got a full fridge too. There's plenty to eat out there, just like there is at Mom's house. You know, but then it goes both ways. You got to go out there and treat the outdoors like you treat your mother's house. You know. You don't go to your mother's house and abuse her animals. You don't do that in the outdoors either. You don't go abuse the animals. You don't go to Mom's house and throw garbage all over her floor and then leave and let her have to deal with it. You don't do that in the outdoors.
Sty, let's explain abuse the animals.
You're a naughty boy. You're naughty.
I love it.
I think a good way to explain survival, even though I'm not an outdoorsman like y'all, survival is like you're getting a plane crash and you got to survive until someone come and rescue you. Or the guy that got his arm or leg jammed between rocks, rock climbing or whatever. He's got to survive. When you go out there to go camping like you do, you go out there prepared, should be prepared, and then knowing what's in your environment ahead of time. So if you have to eat off of something in your environment, you can eat, you can fish, you can hunt, you can do those things. I think surviving is more when it happens upon you as opposed to you go out there purposefully.
Right. We don't purposely go out there with the intention to survive.
Right.
Survival is a crisis situation.
Exactly.
And that's why I say survival is a 72-hour situation. Usually, and that should be everybody's frame of mind is, okay, if something tragic happens out here, I have to be found or find my way out within 72 hours.
Right.
Because, and you see these guys, and it kind of upsets me at times when you see these guys, they'll say, oh, you should see the survival shelter I built. And they show you all these videos of I did a lean-to, and I put a lot of time and effort into it. And I figured it out that my total hours invested in that lean-to for it to be super comfortable, I had 102 hours I put into building that lean-to. If I was in a critical condition and I got to survive, I don't have 102 hours to build a shelter.
No.
But they want to call it a survival shelter. And I call it building forts.
Mm-hmm.
Grown people like to go out and build bushcraft forts.
That's true.
That's that's the kid in them coming out.
Call mine a day camp.
Yep, and like Dennis, he calls it the day camp. It's not my survival shelter. Well, it could be a survival shelter if some goofball's walking through the woods and he blows out an ankle or something and he can't get back out and he sees that shelter and he crawls in there and starts a real smoky fire to get somebody's attention to get out of there in 72 hours. Well, now that shelter turned into a survival shelter because he's only going to be there for a couple days. He's just using it to get by.
How is the shelter coming along, Dennis?
Or
the day camp?
Not bad. Not bad. I've been out twice and done some building on it, but I haven't recorded anything.
Yeah.
But it's I got the roof full back on. I got both side walls half built up. It's going to look like a totally different camp once it's all done.
Hey, right. Right.
Fun. And Phil, you were saying that you're not an outdoor guy. I remember, like, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago, I guess, maybe last year, I watched a video of you walking through the forest looking for chaga or something, right?
Oh, that was this last year. Yeah, yeah.
Well, I say I'm not an outdoors guy like these guys. I mean, we've gone camping, but we go prepared. We go with our vehicles are 30 feet away from us, and we bring out we got an air mattress with candles in it, so so we're a little bit roughing it.
Yeah.
We're never too far away from a gas station to get hot coffee in the morning and beer at night. That kind of camping, not like these guys do. Huh?
That's the way some people rough it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's true.
For us, it's just a matter of getting away from the kids. So
my brother considered it roughing it to leave the motel room, drive to the campsite that his wife and kids were in, to eat lunch with them.
Come on.
And then by dinner time, he was out of there because that's when the skeeters got bad. So he's back at the motel while they fight off the skeeters, have their dinner and campfire for the night. No, my brother said, "Yeah, I ain't going out in that stuff. Ain't happening." And to him, to rough it was middle of the day. That's it. Then I'm out of there. You can be out in the woods. He was a day hiker. He'd hike on an improved trail, no bushwhacking. If you told him, "Hey, I heard there's a little lake just half a mile through the woods here," he'd go, "Have fun, go. I ain't getting off the trail." No, he just wouldn't do it. But I always told him, at least you're getting outside,
right?
And that's it. That's why, like with the bushcrafting community, there's a facet of the bushcrafting community that's taking it way beyond reason. Oh man, I mean, there's some out there. If you're not knapping your own flint knives and axes, you're not bushcrafting. If you're not doing it this way and that way, you're not bushcrafting. All bushcrafting is, and all those so-called bushcraft professionals out there can kiss my hiney, because I don't want to hear it. Bushcrafting is going outdoors in the bush and being crafty. Yeah. Do something out there. Pick a couple of sticks up and make something out of them. Or just pick a stick up and whittle on it for a half an hour. That's what you're bushcrafting. Bushcrafting is that. Being out in the bush and being crafty. The best bushcrafters, as far as I'm concerned, are kids that live near the woods.
Yep.
Watch them kids from a distance and watch how crafty they can be out in the woods. How creative they can become by using natural materials to do something. They're bushcrafters, and nobody titled them, nobody taught them. They just went out there and used their own mind to be crafty out in the woods. And
I took my dog for a walk the other day, and there's these trails that go between the neighborhoods in like my big neighborhood here, and it's like a little wooded lot trail, right? And some kids had got back there and they built themselves a lean-to. I go, holy shit, look at that!
Yeah.
That's cool, right?
Well, that's right here in the town of Ashland. 10,000 people. The population's 10,000. I'm hiking through town, right on the street, going down Main Street, actually. And I get over to the east end of town. There's a creek that runs through town. And I like it there because wherever the road crosses that creek, it only crosses at two places. If you stand there and watch, you'll see deer down there in that ravine along the creek. Every once in a while, a black bear will wander through. And one day I'm crossing that bridge and I look down there. There's a whole stinking camp down there. A couple of shelters, a fire pit. And I thought, oh boy, we got homeless living under the bridge now. And then all of a sudden, here comes this 12, 13-year-old kid comes crawling out of one of those shelters. And here comes his buddies. They're coming down the hillside. And and I just leaning against the bridge watching them. They get a little campfire going there. This kid out of his coat pocket pulls a pack of wieners out. They're all running around cutting sticks to roast wieners. And I'm going, all right, right in the middle of a city. Those kids are doing that because it's all wooded, it's protected, it's right next to the creek, and they're down there doing it.
Yep.
They're not they're not a bunch of bushcrafters. They're just people that are getting outdoors and they're doing it their own way. And that's what we taught in my school. I taught all my clients, I'm going to demo something for you. Here's the bow drill. Here's all the materials you need. I demo, get the fire going. Then I put all that gear back in its pouch, stick it in my bag, and say, "Come on, guys, let's see you do a bow drill fire." Well, you put it away. No. You go get your own stuff, and let's see you do a bow drill fire. I had clients, it would take them 5 days out of 7-day training session, take them 5 days to get their first bow drill fire. And they'd feel so bad. And I'd say, why? You finally figured out how to get the end result. That's what this is all about, is how do you get there? Well, I tried the way everybody else is doing it. It never worked. Exactly. You finally figured it out your way. That's what true bushcrafting is not to copy somebody. What you do is you copy the idea, not the method. You take that idea and you apply your own methodology to it. I'm one with a hand drill. Unless I have the materials I want to use, which is a small slab of chaga and the stem of a Jerusalem artichoke. It's perfect. I can get a hand drill fire going in a couple of minutes, no problem. Chaga is perfect for hand drill. And
really?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Chaga for a bow drill. You don't even have to put any hard pressure on it. Just rest your hand on top of your drill, and you get about 20 strokes and you've got an ember. And yep, chaga hearth boards, I cut them all the time. People go, "Oh my God, you're supposed to make tea out of that." Well, out of most of it, but there's always some that I can use for fire starting too, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I never knew that.
Easy way to get a fire going is chaga.
Yeah, dry chaga takes a good spark too with a ferro rod.
What I love to do is take the Maya dust, you scrape the chaga, take your knife blade and the sharp edge of your knife blade and just lay it on a flat piece of chaga and just start scraping. Take a little piece of birch bark or to catch it on, just start scraping it. And all that dust, that Maya dust that falls into that birch bark, ferro rod, one strike, boom, you got an ember. You don't have flames, you got an ember. So you got to have a bird's nest ready to blow it into a fire, but you'll have an ember just like that. It usually doesn't take it more than one strike with the ferro rod, and that Maya dust goes right into an ember, and people panic and and they're trying to get it in the bird's nest. Heck, there's times where I've gotten a pile of Maya dust ignited, and I sit back, light a cigarette, take a drink out of my canteen, and go, okay, now, because it's going to burn for quite a long time. It's going to sit there and smolder. People try to get things done too fast, and they actually end up having to do it 2-3 times. Where they just relax, it'll come together, and you get it done faster. Yeah, I always told all of my clients, anything you want to learn, you can learn. It's just sometimes you got to change it up to fit your needs. Yeah, and in fact, I had one fella, his left arm was missing. He didn't have a left arm. It had been cut off. And he could get a bow grill fire going so damn fast. I mean, he was just, nobody could beat him. Nobody could beat him. And he'd set his chin on top of that bugger. Chin.
What?
Yeah.
I guess, right?
Hold that drill down with his chin and bow away.
Huh.
Yeah. And he was fast. He was super fast. And when he came to camp, he lived in Rockford, Illinois. He said he's never been out of the city in his life. He said the closest to the outdoors he's ever been was a city park there in Rockford. And he come to our camp, never slept out in the woods, never slept in the tent as a kid. And he was really happy when he left camp because he earned so many beaver cookies. We had a little trading post of bushcrafting tools and supplies and things. And while you were at my camp, every time you succeeded in a new skill, you got a beaver cookie. It was just a little maple disc that I hand cut those maple discs, and then I would burn a picture of a beaver on it, right? And they were called beaver cookies, and you would earn those throughout the week. Well, on your last day in camp, you could go to the trading post and purchase things, knives, backpacks, all kinds of stuff with those beaver cookies, and that's how they were priced, in beaver cookies. And it went really good. A lot of guys would get a new knife or something, or they'd get some shaga with a beaver cookie or two. But then we found out that I'd give out probably 50 of those beaver cookies in a week or more. But only half of them would get cashed in for some.
Oh.
So I started asking the clients, how many beaver cookies did you earn this week? Oh, I got 12 of them. What did you buy with them? Well, I got a Mora knife companion. Well, that's 6 beaver cookies. What about the other 6? Well, I'm taking them home. Why? Souvenirs. They're stealing our beaver cookies.
Yeah.
I was wondering why on my little bit of time off, I'm trying to upload videos, and I'm in my shack making new beaver cookies all the time because they're stealing them.
I want to earn beaver cookies. I like that.
I'm going to be making some this summer. I'm going to be making some and kind of offer them out to.
I like me a good beaver cookie.
You like a good beaver cookie?
Yeah, I think Johnny was thinking that.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to come out.
I knew it too. Oh, look at here. Look at here. Good to see you, girl. Oh, it's good to see you.
Hi, Samantha.
Hello.
Hey. How you doing, Sam?
I'm hoping to find some chaga up there this weekend. There's plenty of birch up there.
I know. I hope we do.
Yeah, you get into some, especially if you could find some old growth, and where you're talking, it sounds like you'll probably be able to find some old growth
Okay.
birch up there, and this is the perfect time of year to be.
Is it?
Yes. This is when you want to harvest it. January and February are your best 2 months.
Okay.
Because for some reason, shaga absorbs its greatest level of nutrients when it's the coldest out. It's like it gathers all it can out of that tree when it gets super cold. And it's not that you can harvest shaga in the middle of the summer. It's just that it's not as potent, I guess you could say.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Plus if it's below freezing, it seems to come off the trees here. Unless unless it's a big old burl on the tree, and you're up on a big ladder and you're trying to saw it off the tree.
That reminds me, I need to grab my saw.
Okay.
That guy.
Right.
If you can't get that dog off the tree with a baton and a heavy knife, it's probably not chaga.
Yeah, that's not funny.
Do a burl.
Okay.
Yeah.
The
Bill-
blonde chaga is the hardest one to get off the tree.
The
I'm just
blonde
saying.
chaga. Oh, what the heck's he doing? Where'd he go? He touched something again. Phil has been terrible lately about that.
He's clumsy. It comes to that.
No, he's
Isn't
just getting confused with him being old.
Yeah. He's being confused for me. Yeah, Dennis and I had a good talk last night, and I was like, there he is. He finally found the button to get back. Yeah. But Dennis and I were talking last night, and that's one thing. I like Johnny and Colleen. I can't encourage you to anymore. You two keep doing what you're doing and get out there every chance you get. Take in, do new things, do favorite things. Just get out and just take it all in. I'm at that point. I'm in the winter of my life. This winter, to make it just that much worse, is lately I've been just craving a good, even if it's just a week, but I'd like about a 3 to 4 week trip into Boundary Waters. I can't do it. I can't do it anymore. That will not happen. I won't even get a week back in Boundary Waters anymore. Because of my age and my health, I don't dare get back to country that far anymore.
Right.
And like I was telling Dennis, that's a bummer. That's a real bitch, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Just coming to that realization that, okay, I can go out and do 2-3 nights, but I got to be within half hour, 45 minutes of my vehicle. Otherwise, yeah, that might be my last camping trip, you know. So, having
does it have to be? Does it have to be? I mean, can't you have like all your emergency, like your food or an EpiPen or something like that, where you could, you know, I would think anytime you go out, even 20 minutes from your vehicle, you should have the, you know, with your things the way they go with you, you should have certain things that you should never be without.
Okay, a good example is my hiking trip last summer where I explored Abandoned Road 281. If you watched that video, that was a long hike. Yeah, you know, that was a long. I hiked about 4 or 5 miles. Yeah,
Okay.
and I figure it took me about 2 hours from my turnaround point to get back out to the truck. 2 hours out to the truck. I had all the right gear with me. If something were to happen, I would have made it. I would have made it out of there. It would have been a real bitch. Roll the clock back 20 years ago, if something happened back there, I would have gotten out before dark that day. That happens now, I'm spending the night.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I pack now. I go out for a day hike, 4 to 6 hours, 4 to 8 hours. I pack for 3 days. I've got all my 5 C's. I've got food for 3, water for 3.
Wow.
Because at my health level and my age, I get out there. What would take me a day to get out will probably take me 3 now. So it's like I was telling Dennis, I had to come to the realization and the acceptance that it's not that I can't do some of these things. I just can't go as far as I want to. I can't stay as long as I want to, because if I plan a 3-day trip, I got to pack for 6.
What's a bigger risk?
Right. And that's it.
What if you went out with somebody?
And it could wind up being survival.
Right. And that's it is if I team up with somebody. And that's why I like, if I still had wilderness thriving fundamentals, I'd still be thriving out there. I'd still be thriving out there because everything was within 6 or 8 miles of camp that we did. So for me, that's a day hike. I'd still be able to get the clients out there, do everything that I was able to do. But for me to go out and explore like I'd been used to doing, those days come to a close. A buddy of mine, he just irritates me to no end. I love him to death. And that's MT Woods Runner. That old boy last year, not 2020, 2019, he hiked 20 mountain peaks all around northwestern Yellowstone. And he's my age. We're just less than a year apart. And he hiked to the top of 20 peaks. And he keeps messaging me saying, "Oh, I'm getting old. Oh, I'm just old." And, "Oh, you got to get out here, Sty. We got to take a week trip down the Yellowstone." I told him, I said, "I can't do a week down the Yellowstone River." I said, "Are you going to carry the deep cycle battery to run my CPAP machine to keep me alive at night?" I said, I can do 3 nights without that machine without getting that much of a risk. And because I'll only get about 3 hours of sleep per night without that machine. And he says, don't worry about it. I could carry your damn battery. He says, "We'll just haul the battery into camp for you at night." Well, okay. And he's one where, and I'm trying to develop his same attitude. Is it don't matter how old you get, you just gotta accept the fact that things get smaller. Your distances become shorter. It takes a little longer to get something done that you can do without a thought. So, and that's why I'm glad I'm taking on the camp this summer, because I'll get to do everything I want to do, and like I said, in my current condition, 3 hours of camp duties a day. I mean, I'm gonna be the healthiest I've been in a long time this summer. Because for one thing, when I'm outside, I don't smoke much. I reward myself. I go out on the kayak. I got to paddle for a couple hours, then I can have a smoke. If I'm hiking, I got to get to my destination. I get to have a smoke. So I don't smoke much. But that's all I'm going to do with my spare time out there is paddle and hike, and I won't care how much time it takes. I'll know that lake pretty damn good. By the time I get out of there after 100 days on that lake, I know that lake is good.
How big is the lake that you're on?
It's 110 acres.
That's pretty good size.
Yeah, it's 110 acres. It's got crappie, largemouth bass, sunfish, all the panfish. It's got all the panfish and muskies. So I'm hoping to hook onto a fairly decent sized husky and muskie. Yeah, husky. Yeah.
Well, he's looking for those big gals again.
Yeah, looking for the big girls again. Yeah, I found one on campsite 3. I found one on campsite 3. But I want to hook into a muskie with my GoPro on the bill of my hat and see how that bugger pulls me around in that 10-foot kayak. Yeah.
Oh boy.
That'll be a blast. But that's one thing, and that's my word of advice. Anybody out there that's in their mid-50s down there. Get out there and pound it. Don't waste a day. Don't waste a moment. Don't do it. Don't do it. Because eventually you'll be in my seat and you'll be going, damn, there's so much more I want to do that I could have done up there. But I said, oh, well, there's always tomorrow. You know, don't go there. Don't tell yourself there's always tomorrow.
No, tomorrow's never guaranteed.
No.
Never is.
And even if you do have another tomorrow and another tomorrow, another tomorrow, if it's constantly put off till tomorrow, you get to my stage where you go, oh yeah, that thing I wanted to do that would have taken a day, I need 3 more tomorrows to do it. And you're going, I don't know if I got 3 more tomorrows in me. You know, so yeah, take every tomorrow that is an open window, jump out that damn window and go live it. Go live it. Yeah.
Go jump out the window, honey.
Yeah, go jump out the window. I always tell everybody the best way to live your life, but to each their own. I know people that they've worked the same job, their very first job, and they were with that company for 40 years and they retired. Okay, if that's your thing, that's your thing. But the way I see life is, and I'm glad I lived my life that way, is I sat in my chair and I kept my front door wide open. And I watched for opportunity to walk past the front of my door. And you leave it open, otherwise you never see those opportunities. Plus, you don't have to do anything except run out the door when you see that opportunity going by. And people think I'm nuts. I gave up very well-paying jobs to take a lesser-paying job just because that was so damn interesting. I wanted to try that out. I got to go try it. I got to experience that.
Yeah.
And I could live off of that income, but not as well as I am now, but that's okay. I need to learn that. I need to try that. So, yeah, always watch for those opportunities. Reach out there and grab them. Yeah. Yeah, you better be flying their e-waste, Mike.
Did you read it? Did you read the chat on him?
I didn't get all of it.
He's got COVID again.
Yeah. Yeah. This is
like
his
twice?
second round.
Yeah, like twice. Yeah.
And he only has one lung, that boy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So it's twice as risky for him.
Of course, he doesn't want any of you to worry about him. He'll be fine.
Don't worry.
You know, he'll keep you updated unless he croaks. You know, all that big manly beat on your chest type stuff. Yeah.
And he's probably got the biggest
heart. Like, holy shit.
He's probably got the biggest heart out of the bunch of us, that guy.
He just doesn't want to show it.
He ain't going to show it. No,
that's right.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a jack of all trades. I always, my grandfather taught me to be that. My grandfather told me, he says, son, he says, there's people in this world that are professionals in something. He says, they're perfect at one thing. He says, you know, the best way to live is to be good at a lot of things. You don't have to be a professional in anything. You just need to be good at a lot of things. He says, so once you become good at something, move on to something else and become good at that too. Don't waste your time on being a professional in one thing. He says, because you'll miss all of life around you. And he wasn't kidding you. He wasn't kidding. I tell you, I've done everything from high finance, 26 years of doing that. From high finance to laying sewer pipe. So I've done it. I've literally done it all. I can't think of a lot of career moves I haven't been involved in. And I've had people call me a liar, and I tell them, oh, okay. Talk to the people that know me, my family, and they'll give you my history. they'll say, "Oh yeah, that sumbitch couldn't sit still for more than a year. He'd have a perfect job, and off he go to do something else."
Yeah, you are a jack of all trades. That's for sure.
How about
Yeah.
a book?
What's that?
I said, how about a book? I feel like you should be writing a book.
I've been told that
He
so
is.
damn many
An
times.
audio book.
And here's my book, YouTube. Sty Stories is.
Well, that's true too, but I don't know.
I'm just shy of 200. I'm at 190 some Sty Stories now, and my oldest boy says, "Pop, you need to write a book." And I said,
Yeah.
I said, "I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it." And he goes, "But you need to." I said, "There it is. It's all on YouTube. Help yourself. Write it." I said, "I hope you get rich on it someday." But that's really what got me doing it on YouTube. Is I started writing a book about our 4 years in northwestern Montana.
Okay.
And our time living in the backcountry off grid. And I got about halfway through that book, and I said, "It ain't worth it. It's not. It just wasn't. I can't sit there and type out a book." And he says, "Well, now you can just use voice to text." And I said, "Yeah, you've got 200 Sty Stories, you bum. You got the software, do it." I said, "Put it together and sell it. I don't care. Make some money off of it. There you go. There, I'll put it in the will that you got permission to write my book." I mean, but don't make me do it. For the time I'd spend writing a book, I'd rather be out. Even if it's, he said, "Well, you can write your book in the evenings when you're not doing anything." I said, "I'd rather be sitting out in that camp chair looking at the stars and listening to the loon sing than write a damn book." I'm sorry. I just
living life.
Yeah. Writing a book is going to take time away from me. I don't want to give up that time.
You got much left, so
it's and what my new show, the Sty Times. That one of the topics is that kind of goes down the trail of odd hobbies, and to me, one odd hobby is I ain't doing nothing. That's my hobby.
A good hobby.
Not doing nothing. I'm going to go sit over there and just in the shade and kick back and just let the world go on around me, and I ain't doing nothing. Well, what are you doing over there? My hobby.
Nothing.
It's a good hobby. Kick back and do nothing. That's my ex-wife. Her favorite hobby were naps. She actually told me, "Don't interfere with my hobby." Okay, I never thought that a nap was a hobby, but
well, the best thing about camping is that you can get away. And you don't have to, when you're at home and you're taking time off and you're trying to your hobby, you got things around you really need to be doing. I really need to clean the garage. I really need to mow the lawn. I really need to. But when you're out camping, you can't do any of that. So you can sit in your chair with your beverage and you can just relax and say, "You know what? This is my hobby right now. This is my hobby."
See, that's I stole a lot from my granddad. I mean, he told me, he said, he was the one that coined the phrase for me, "You need to hurry up and slow down." And that's so true. We do at times need to tell ourselves, "Gosh, I got to hurry up and just slow down." Just slow down. I can't keep this pace. But he always said that every minute of your life you should be making memories. Otherwise, you're just wasting your time. If everything you did today there was nothing memorable in it, well, then what was the day worth?
My motto is, if it's not fun, I'm not doing it. I want to have a good time.
That's me too. I don't. Phil knows. Sam knows. Dennis has seen it. I love a good debate, man. And it's funny because people
Good
go,
what?
a good debate.
Oh,
Yeah, people go, oh God, that really pissed Sty off. Boy, he got pissed tonight. And I say, well, yeah, I got good pissed off, but I don't mind a good debate as long as people aren't getting cruel with each other. If they start getting mean or nasty, then it's not a debate anymore. But I'd rather be laughing and smiling and enjoying myself than anything else.
Right on.
Yeah.
I've been called crazy. I've been out just last year. I was out in the kayak at Birch Grove, out in the middle of the damn lake campground. I can see it about half a mile away from me. When I got back to camp, here comes this fellow walking up to camp, says hi, and how's it going, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, can you tell me so I can tell the wife what in the hell was so funny on that end of the lake? I said, nothing that you would probably find funny. I said there was a squirrel that went out on the end of this maple branch, and he lost his grip and he fell in the frickin' lake. And he said, we heard you laughing like you were fucking sitting right next to it. Your laughter was roaring across the lake. And everybody in the campground's wondering, what in the hell is wrong with that old man out there? He's out there all alone. There ain't nobody within a half mile of him laughing.
He's losing his mind.
He's losing his mind out there. Oh my God, he's coming back. Oh no.
And he was able to make up a squirrel falling off a tree limb.
That's
I mean, he wasn't making it up. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Hey, Sty, I gotta head out, buddy.
Yeah, same here.
You guys, I'll catch y'all later. Eh?
Yes.
Thanks for having me on. Everybody
Thank
in
you.
chat, have a great night. E-Waste
Yeah.
Mike, get better if you're still on, buddy.
Yeah. Hey, Johnny and
Okay.
it was awesome. It was awesome, guys. Look forward to seeing you again soon.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Appreciate
Bye,
it.
everybody.
Nice.
Thank you.
Hey, Spicy.
We'll see you in 4 days.
Hey, guys.
Yeah. Enjoy every
We
minute.
will.
Well,
We
All
will.
right.
All right. Night,
Cheers.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
That's great. That's great. They get to get out for 4 days. Yeah.
What are you drinking, Sam?
Don't ask.
You kind of look like a margarita. I like the color.
It's just OJ tonic water and a little bit of Grey Goose.
There you go.
Look at her.
That's
I've had a
there's
day.
nothing wrong with that.
Wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
That's yeah.
There's nothing wrong with a little bit of Grey Goose or some Grey Goose and a little bit of OJ. Hey,
Yeah.
it all matters. It's all about how you mix it.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing is, certain days need to be closed a certain way.
True.
Yeah, I'm having this fermented Gatorade tonight.
I was.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
It's funny because it comes out of this weird looking bottle. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't want to sit here swigging a bottle. I'd really look like I have issues.
Now I'm disappointed as hell because I was actually going to mix one before the stream tonight, and I said, "Nah, don't do that. Don't."
For everybody to think I'm sitting there hydrating.
That's
Oh,
hydrating.
look at him. He's always hydrating. You don't get that Gatorade. It's like
Oh, that's a special type of Gatorade. It dehydrates. He dehydrates.
You can get your Gatorade.
Yeah. Get your Gator on. I was gonna mix one myself tonight. The only thing I got is a little bit of Bailey's in my coffee.
Yeah.
That don't do nothing.
I keep getting like the bourbon of the week from 21090, and it's just like by the end of the week it's usually gone. So
That's what the heck, eh?
Just a little bit, not a big deal. New bourbon flavored Gatorade. Oh, I was gonna make that chat pop up on the screen again, and I couldn't do it. So, but thank you, Peppers.
Yeah. Love Bailey's and Kahlua in my coffee. Yeah, I don't mind it. I don't buy Kahlua because I don't go through enough of it. Because for in my coffee, a capful, and then, but a lot of Bailey's. I put quite a bit of Bailey's in it.
Yeah, I've never tried that. Never tried anything. I don't start drinking before noon.
I like Irish coffees, which is Bailey's, and like Irish whiskey.
Yeah.
Together in coffee. That's pretty good stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you start drinking early in the day though, you're destined to be home all day.
Well, I started drinking those when I started flying, because I hate to fly.
Oh.
Yeah, knock a couple of those back and you're good. Your nerves are gone.
My employer could never understand why I flew the way I did. There we go. Why I flew the way I did when I had to go out east, because I could go to Duluth, catch a flight. They'd fly me down to Minneapolis, catch a flight nonstop anywhere on the East Coast. Instead, I would fly from Ironwood, Michigan, which is 45 minutes from me, in a little puddle jumper down to Detroit. And then from Detroit, I'd fly to the East Coast. And they'd go, well, why are you going to Detroit all the time? They said, it never fails. You got a 2, 3, sometimes 4-hour layover. And I said, because the bar at the Detroit airport, there's a bar there. They got the best Bloody Marys in the frickin' world.
Oh, yeah.
And by the time I get to the East Coast, I'd hand them the reservation. I couldn't talk. And they'd go, oh, we'll get you right to your room, sir. Would you like that? Would you like someone to take your bags up for you? Yeah. Want to see Sty speechless. It was on my trips to the East Coast.
Mm.
I'd have 4 of them big ass Bloody Marys before I get on the plane. There was 3-4 times I thought for sure they weren't going to let me on the plane.
I don't understand.
I think it's called the Bacon Bar, but they have like bacon Bloody Marys. Those are so good. In Vegas.
Yeah. And
yeah.
Don't they come with
a strip of bacon? Yeah.
Strip of bacon.
So good.
Nice crispy bacon stuck in your Bloody Mary. Yes. Oh yeah.
I don't know how anybody can drink before they get on a plane, or even drink a bunch while they're on a plane. I mean, if you could do like a couple of bottles of something straight up. But I have this whole paranoia thing about getting up more than once to have to pee on a plane.
Oh yeah.
Heaven forbid you eat before you get on a plane. You get on a plane, you got to do the other thing.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's it's pretty hard to do.
Your
nerves are at you,
Yeah, but I mean, I don't even want to pee on a plane. If I have 2-3 hours, they'll be boarding and I'll be in the bathroom going to pee before I get on a plane. So I don't want to pee on a plane. So
any amount of turbulence freaks me out on a plane. I think it's going down every time. So it's like a couple drinks loosens you up and then you don't care no more. So.
Well, I got chewed out by a flight attendant on a flight to DC. We were supposed to land at Dulles Airport. And it's weird. If you're flying Northwest, they come into Dulles and they go over the Potomac, and you're looking right out the window at the Pentagon down there. And as they come over, you can see Dulles just a little ways ahead of you. They go past Dulles, and that damn plane It's like it's laying right on its side, and it just turns tight. And then next thing you know, you're on the approach. You're coming down. You're landing, and it freaks people out all the time. Well, I had my usual share of Bloody Marys for that trip, and we're getting close to DC, and I'm going, oh, this ought to be fun when we, you know, and I'm all tanked up, and everybody else in the plane's nervous, and there's a thunderstorm. Pilot comes on and says, everybody, please make sure your seatbelts are secure, blah, blah, blah. We're going to have a lot of rough turbulence coming into Dulles. There's a severe thunderstorm, but they did give us clearance. And they said, but it'll be a rough ride into the airport. And I thought, oh, just the steep bank we make is going to be fun. But boy, in a thunderstorm, oh my God, it was bad. That plane was hammering and bouncing. Top compartments were popping open. There were bags falling out of top compartments. And I'm going, wow, this is awesome. Then I realized all these people are looking at me like, we're going to kill you before we crash. There's nothing funny about this shit.
Well, if you're going to die, do you want to be cowering or do you want to be going, wee, wow?
Yeah, shit. I wouldn't even know we had crashed, you know. I would have been just loving it right up till the crash. I would have never realized, oh, God, that was actually bad. But boy, it was fun. Well, it lasted. I mean, because everybody else is screaming, crying, and acting like a bunch of animals, and I'm laughing. And this is great. Wow.
Well, I mean, that's easy. I mean, I probably told this story before, so like my grandpa, I'll go ahead and say I'm probably repeating the story. But when we went to when we were in Hawaii, we took off of the end of our runway. The reservist is flying us from Oahu to the Big Island for some training. And we got this plane out, and the reservists, they're trying to get in their flight hours and everything. We're going down the end of this runway, and we get down to the end of this runway, and the plane does this. Woo! Woo. And it drops off because there's the ocean there. But you know what? There's a bunch of guys that the second that does it, their arms go up like they're grabbing for something.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And then of course we fly over there, no problem. Everything's cool. Everybody's calm at that point. But we got to go over there and do maneuvers around Oahu because they got to get around the Big Island because they got to get their flight time in. And they're dumping cargo and stuff. And of course, when you dump cargo from the back of one of those big things, the plane moves and stuff. There are guys that are getting sick in their helmet, blah, and everything else. It's just like, because the nerves are up there to the point where, this is a situation that on an individual basis, you don't have any control over. Oh,
no, you're just there for the ride.
So if you crash, so these guys can get their fly time, then so be it. And it's just, I was one of those guys that had my helmet there. I never threw up because you know how I am.
Yeah.
I have a hard time throwing up. But I was so glad to get my feet on the ground once that thing was done because it seemed like it would never end. I swear to you, we were on the Big Island or flying over the Big Island of Hawaii for an hour. It's like, just land already. We're done. You dropped all your stuff. Just land, please. We just want to be done. I just want to be safe. I want to kiss the ground. But of course, they let us know this ahead of time. Oh, they're getting their flight time. Great. So we got an inexperienced pilot flying us around.
Right. Yeah, I gotta get my hours in. I've only got 85 hours so far. I gotta get some hours in. Oh yeah, right. Thanks, kid. The scariest flight I ever had was in a private plane. Buddy of mine, he flew for a freight outfit. He flew a 747 freight plane, and they hauled all kinds of shit.
Sure.
I mean, and I was amazed at some of his stories and some of the pictures he showed me that he'd take of some of his freight, especially the living freight. That was weird shit. He would fly cows overseas. These registered Holstein cows, he's flying them somewhere over to Asia. You know, a plane full of freaking cows.
Really?
Yeah. He flew the beluga whales from Minneapolis to wherever the hell they went, California or someplace. Big water tanks in that 747 with a beluga whale in each one of them. And he says, try flying that son of a bitch. He says, you get off the ground and just from the acceleration, all that water runs the back of the tanks. And he says, and you get off of the airfield and you come to altitude and you think everything's cool. And all of a sudden you feel that plane get pushed forward. Whoop, and then it gets pulled back again. Whoop, whoop, whoop. He says it does not feel good. And then when you land, he says you can't. It seems like you're never going to get that plane stopped.
Well, I imagine there's a lot of water
pushing forward, but so what he did was he lived in northwestern Montana by us, and he'd asked me, "Will you go to Spokane with me? Because I got to fly out." And I said, well, okay. Yeah, that operation is Flying Tigers. But he said, I the first time I said, well, you need me to drive you to Spokane? He says, no, we're going to fly over to Spokane. And I said, and then how are you got to go out overseas, flying somewhere. How the hell am I supposed to get home? He goes, oh, no, I got a car at the airport, and you'll just drive home then. But we'll fly over in my plane, and then when I get home, I'll fly back, and he says, and I'll take the car next trip, and then my next trip, he says, we'll probably do it this way again. I said, wow, okay. So we go to the little airstrip we got in Ashland, Montana. It's just a gravel airstrip. And he's got this little Cessna. We get in it. He gets off the ground, and I go, we're flying down the Clark Fork Valley all the way into Idaho, right? He goes, I'm not going that far out of the way. He says, that valley turns and heads north. No, we're going over the mountains there. I said, no. Those mountains are too damn high for this little plane. He goes, oh, no, I can go around them, as we go through. It's not a big deal. So we're flying through these damn mountains, and the peaks are above you, and it's like, you can't go high enough to go over those mountains. He goes, we got no oxygen in here. You can't go that hot damn high with a plane like this. And I told him, I said, you're scaring the hell out of me. You pay attention. Don't run into one of these damn mountains. Next thing you know, he's going, oh, God, can you see him out your window? Can you see him out your window? I'm looking out the window, looking down there, and I'm going, I can't see nothing except what looks like brush. And they're big, old, ancient pine trees, and it looks like brush. And he goes, there's a big herd of elk down there. He says, here, look at it. And he tips that damn plane on its side so I can look out his window. And I ain't looking out your damn window. I'm looking him right in the eyes like, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to
level this bitch out.
And all of a sudden, we're flying. I chewed him out so good that he said, okay. I'll just fly right to the airport. We're flying along, and he gets in this long conversation with me. And I turn, and I'm looking at him, and we're talking and talking. Then I looked out the window, then I looked at him. I looked out the window, and he's just looking at me, blah, 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 blah. And I go, look out your fucking window. He looks out the windshield. There's a fucking pine tree that's about 20 feet higher than we're flying. And he's heading right for the son of a bitch. He's flying across the treetops, and every once in a while, there's one big old one that's sticking way up. He goes around that tree, and I know that tree was no more than 15 feet off that wing when we went past it. I was so pissed at him. He goes, oh, relax. I haven't crashed a plane yet. I said, I don't like that yet word.
Yet.
You should be saying to me, don't worry about it. I'll never crash a plane. But you said yet. So that means it's going to happen.
The other part is just jinxing yourself.
Yeah. Hey, Mike's Outdoors. Hey.
Mike.
And then we looked at this old mining site, and that was scary because we had to fly into a box canyon. It was just surrounded by mountains, except for one little valley that went in there. You get in there, and he's flying in a stinking circle for about 20 minutes. So I can take pictures out of my window. So he's got her tipped to the right side, and he's going clockwise around inside this canyon while I'm snapping pictures of the ground down below. I just put the camera up to the window, started snapping. I didn't even look through the shutter. No way. I didn't want to look down there.
I'll be right back.
Yep. Yeah. Flying. There's flying to me. Other than flying with that goofball, I always got a pretty much got a kick out of flying. Other than layovers. Yeah. Or getting stuck in the plane out on the tarmac for an hour.
Or getting stuck in a thunderstorm while the pilot announces you're almost out of gas and you need to land soon. That was nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
God, flying over that thing, circling forever, waiting for, it to be okay. And then we had to taxi for an hour before we pulled up to the gate. Stupid.
Yeah. Hey, Rattle Trap.
We were leaving Vegas once. Oh, I felt so dumb. And I was kind of an amateur flyer at this time. And, I see stuff dripping from the roof. And I'm like, the plane is leaking. It's freaking condensation. But I yelled it so loud, everyone looks at me. And I was like, oh, I'm going to sit down. Shut up.
Uh-huh. You're right.
So stupid.
How was I to know? Right?
Idiot. We don't get that in Alaska, but it was hot that day. So I felt like a moron.
We had one flight that they had us all on board, and they had one of the engines running, only one. And after they got everybody on board, and I had a wing seat on the right side of the plane, and that engine wasn't running. And they got the umbilical hooked up to the plane. They usually start the engines off of shore power, not off of the batteries on the plane. If they're in the airport, why use the batteries? They just plug the plane in, start it up that way. Well, when they went to start that engine, you could hear it, and then all of a sudden it goes, whoa, 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 and the whole plane's bouncing, hammering. I turned and looked at everybody. Everybody's in there like, we're gonna die. It's blowing up, And I'm like, what the hell was that? What was that? It was funny hearing the pilot explain to everybody over the intercom that the umbilical that the plane was plugged into to start that engine had come unplugged, and the engine was misfiring, and that was vibrating the plane so bad. And I looked out and I could see them with that cord. They're out there and they're getting that cord hooked back up onto the plane. And then that engine started spinning again and it fired up just fine. But boy, that for just 2-3 seconds, I thought that whole wing was coming off the plane. And everybody in there was like, oh no, we're gonna die. I did have one guy ask me, he goes, because that was in a bad thunderstorm coming into Reno. And Reno's another weird one to land in because Reno sits in a bowl. It's just a big circle of mountains. And you come in, you fly in, and you fly around inside those mountains until you got your approach and land. And this guy goes, and it's storming, and this guy goes, oh my God, what if they tell us to take the position because we're going to die? And I said, you know why they have you bend over, put your head between your knees, don't you? He goes, well, it's safer that way. I said, no, that's just your ass to die before we hit the ground.
It's the easier way.
He did not like that.
It's like the old Ron White thing. Is something about where do you something about where they crash? It's like right to the scene of the crash, right?
Yeah.
How far is this plane gonna get us? Right to the scene of the crash. There you go.
That's
I
it.
remember that. But
Right to the scene of the crash.
Right to the scene of the crash.
yeah,
Yep.
it's funny.
That was this guy I knew out west too. That he recovered bush planes in Canada and Alaska. These guys would put down their bush planes out in the middle of the bush somewhere, and they'd bust up their landing gear, or they'd bust a wing off, and they'd go in with a chopper and recover these guys, but their plane's still out there. Well, this guy, he had a company. They'd go in and recover those airplanes because, I mean, they put down $250,000 airplane out there in the woods. It's still worth a lot of money. They could get 50 to 100 grand just for the parts off the plane.
Right.
So he would fly in. They'd fly him in with a chopper, and a lot of times he would actually parachute out of the damn thing to get to a crash site. He'd get in there, and they drop him a bunch of gear so he can set up camp. He sets up a camp, and he goes in there and evaluates that airplane. What will it take for me to put it back together to make it flyable? And they're not powered. He's not out there to get that plane to run. He just wants it to fly if it gets up in the air. In other words, it's a powerless plane. They snatch it out with another airplane. He goes and he cuts all this timber down, and he sets up a snatch line. He gets in that stupid plane after he repairs it. They'll drop in whatever he needs to repair it. He gets in that stupid plane, radios in, I'm ready, let's go. Here comes this big old plane over the top of him with a hook on it, and it snatches that line, and down that rough runway he takes, and he gets that plane airborne, and he flies it home behind that big plane. I said, "You're damn crazy." He says, "I only had to go bad once." I said, "I would think once was enough." And he goes, "It almost was." He says, "I couldn't get it off the ground like I wanted." And he says, "I hit the treetops at the end of my runway. I didn't cut the damn thing. I should have cut it about another 150 feet." And I said, "What happened?" He says, "Before I managed to hit that release, the big plane drugged the little plane through the woods for about a football field."
Yeah.
I said, "You are insane." He goes, "Yeah." To him, it was like, "Yeah, what's the big deal?"
So what do you? So all right. Let's say you get this little plane up in the air, right? And you've drug it through all these trees, and suddenly it's all manipulated, and you're hung up by the rope, and you're flying underneath the big plane, but you have no aerial control. So you're a piece of garbage on a string hanging underneath a plane.
No, because that cable's got a electronic solenoid release on it. He just
drops you into the water or into the woods because you're in the plane.
Yeah, you hit that button when you see. He should have hit that button when he realized, I'm not going to have the elevation get over those trees. He should have hit that button, and he could have kept the plane down on the ground. He might have had a small crash, but he didn't hit the button soon enough. And by the time he hit it, he ended up going a football field through the woods. But he said there's a lot of times that they'd be snatching a plane out, and he'd release it halfway down the runway and say, "Nah, I ain't going to clear the trees on the other end." Abort. And yeah. Why they make you put your head between your legs. Oh, yeah, B lady. They say that you put your head between your legs so you can kiss your ass goodbye.
Yep.
Before you crash. Yeah.
Yeah, chances are if you crash in a plane on land or water, you're not surviving. Unless you're coming in on a landing, then you might survive that. You might be one of the few people.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, and the world's full of these goofballs that don't realize they're only that far away from killing themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the crash that kills you; it's a sudden stop.
That's it. Well, and that's like right out of Jaws. You're afraid of the water? No, I'm afraid of drowning. That's just like flying. Oh, you're afraid to fly? No, I'm afraid to crash. That's the crashing part is what I'm worried about, not the flying part.
Night, Kathy.
Good night, Kathy.
Good night, Kathy.
Yeah,
a lot of times I've been afraid of what's in the water. I got used to when I was in Hawaii not being afraid of what's in the water. You're not afraid of what's in the water when you're in Michigan and you're in lakes. There's no gators or anything you got to be really worried about. But even in Hawaii, I got to the point, which is scary because you probably should be a little bit afraid of what's in. I mean, I saw fins off in the distance. I've been stung by little man of wars with the little tentacles.
Oh, yeah.
Like a son of a bitch. You should be a little bit afraid of what's in the water, but you get to the point where you're out there so many times and something that you become numb to it.
Right. When I was, I had done a lot of scuba diving, and then I got my first trip to Florida to be able to dive down in the Gulf. I was at Fort Myers, Florida, and we went out on the outer Keys off of Fort Myers, and we did a lot of diving out there. Some of it was fairly deep water, but most of it was shallow water. The guy I was diving with, born and raised in Florida, been diving his whole life. He owned a big taxidermy shop. This guy had a lot of money, but he was very successful. And he said, I'm going to take you to a really neat spot. You're going to love it out there. We're out there diving, and all of a sudden I see this school of jacks, and they're good sized fish. This school of jacks, and they're coming right towards me. Hundreds and hundreds of them, big school of them. Well, jacks, I've caught a couple, and they ain't got big old biters or nothing, so they ain't gonna hurt you. Sure. And I thought, this is cool. I'm gonna let them buggers just swim right around me. All of a sudden, I feel a yank on my collar, on my wetsuit, and I turn and look, and there's Jay, the guy I'm with, and he's going, and he's kicking like mad, trying to pull me. So I followed him. And them jacks come, and we were right on the edge of them as they went by. I'm watching them go by, and he's dragging me backwards. I thought, that's cool. And he goes like this, surface. We go up. We get up to the surface, and he goes, you damn fool. And I go, what do you mean, damn fool? He says, you never, ever, ever, ever again swim into a school like that. Not with me along. And I go, why? I thought that would have been cool. He says, oh, yeah, it would have been cool. But he says, if you don't understand how that school was moving, he says the reason it was moving the way it was and it was so wide of a patch of them, there was a damn shark in the middle of them feeding. He says, and the shark he ain't looking. He's just eating. He could have bit your hand or your arm off thinking, well, it's just another fish. I go, well, why the hell didn't you tell me that shit before we got in the water? He goes, just don't ever do that again. Big schools of fish that are acting erratic, it's because something's in there feeding on them. Don't go in there. Okay.
Wait.
I'm dumb. I didn't know.
Good words to live by.
And that was one thing I learned the hard way too down in Florida is, it's so clear, I'm down there diving. I'm on the bottom, just loving this, man, checking everything out, all these fish going by. It's just beautiful. And then I realized, where's Jay? So I figure I better surface. He's going to be pissed. We're buddy diving, and I lost him.
Right.
I get to the surface and I'm looking out across the Gulf of Mexico and I'm like, oh shit. Turn around, head to shore, turn around. There's the island we're diving off of almost a mile away.
Wow.
The damn current was drawing my ass out to sea. And I'm just going with it, checking everything out. It's cool. Not realizing I'm actually being drug out to sea and the island was left behind.
Mm.
And I look back and there's Jay standing about waist deep water giving me the finger. Like, swim, you son of a bitch. I ain't coming to get you with the boat. You went that far out, you swim back.
Well, I've done that, and it's going to sound minute in comparison, but I've done that snorkeling. You know, we go out on a cruise and whatnot. We wound up on a beach. It's great for snorkeling. You got we buy our own snorkeling gear, so we go out there, and you know, most people won't do what I will do. They want to stay real close to shore. They want to, and I just kind of venture out. I want to see what's going on. And you get out there and you're by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And you start seeing some really cool stuff. You know,
Yeah.
I've seen some squid, you know, going around and things like that. You start seeing, you know, bigger fish, and then you start seeing starch. And then the next thing you know, I mean, you're still up next to the shore, but you're up next to the shore, and 300 yards back is where the beach you came off.
Right, you've been going down that shoreline all that time, yeah.
And then suddenly you're like, all right, well, now I need to kind of try to work my way back. And you know, of course, your party you're with is kind of looking at you like, all right, get your ass back, because they're all at that point. They're all like,
where'd he go?
This is me. I'm sorry. What's he doing? What's he doing? Where's he going? What, you know? And you know, they're all worried about me, but you know, I have a good time when I go out there. I mean, you can almost lose yourself when you're out there snorkeling or you're out there scuba diving, and you're seeing all that stuff. And I don't see it on a regular basis. I'm like a scuba diver, a snorkeler. You're out there and you know you're on vacation and whatnot. You're seeing all that stuff again, and it's just like you lose yourself in it. You really do.
Yeah, you do. You do. That's how. You know, I always say I never get lost in the woods. I might get confused for a few hours or so, but never truly lost. But out west, I did that too many times where all of a sudden I stopped and started looking around going, oh shit. Oh, none of this looks familiar. I was looking 50 feet in front of me and around me, not looking at all the landscape and shit, and I'm wandering off into the frickin' wilderness and then going, uh-oh, none of this looks right. Where the hell did I end up? Uh-oh. But it's the same way, like you were saying, snorkeling, man, it's just so interesting that you're distracted. You don't think about the fact I might have to walk a half mile up the beach to get back to where I started. Yeah. And that's the thing too. I've done that where I've come in and gone, holy shit, I gotta go, God. And then I'm swimming parallel all the way back and get there and then have Jay tell me, why didn't you just get out of the damn water and walk back? You would have been back here in a tenth of the time. Oh, yeah, no shit. I wouldn't be so wore out either. Yeah.
Once I love salt water. It's like you're floating in the water. I mean, again, I don't scuba dive, so the effort is so much more minimum than it is if you're in a lake or anything else. It's just, you know, you can be out there, you can enjoy yourself. It's just,
yeah. Yeah, the grouper. When I was down in Florida, I loved fishing the Gulf. Oh, we ate ocean trout every night. I hooked myself into a 42-pound grouper.
Holy mackerel!
And Jay kept telling me, "Now we're going to cut your line. You're snagged. You're snagged on something." I said, "No, I can tell it's moving. It's moving." That damn grouper was just so damn heavy. You're just kind of sitting there at the bottom, and the tide started going out. So he backed the boat up until that line was vertical, and that's when I told him, "No, that's a fish. That's a fish. I can feel him. He's moving." He's moving. The tide's not affecting the line, and the boat's not moving. You're holding right over it, and it's still moving. There's a fish on it. About 45 minutes later, here come that big ass grouper up, and I go, "What the hell is that?" He goes, "Oh boy, we're eating good." Yeah.
I gotta get going, guys. It's been fun though. It's good to see
Oh
you.
yeah, it was so good to see you. I was wondering how you were doing.
Yeah.
Dinner time in Alaska.
Yeah.
Dinner time in Alaska.
I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.
See you,
Good
Sam.
night, sweetie.
Love the girl.
Yeah. I got myself some Kung Pao chicken,
Ah,
little extra spicy.
a little extra spicy. Mhm.
Yeah, I got it from the local Chinese joint.
Gotcha.
That's the first time I've ordered out since this whole COVID thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I met the guy down at the door, and he comes running up to the building, and he hands me the bag. And I go, "Boy, slow down. You're going to fall out there. That's slipperier than shit out there." And he goes, "Oh, got to get it to you hot. Got to get it to you hot."
That's nice.
I said, "Well, that's cool." And he goes, "Our secret. Next time you don't have to come to the door." He's a Chinese kid, and he goes, "Next time you don't have to come to the door." And I said, "Oh, no, wait, you can't get in here unless I come down and open the door." He goes, "I can. I got friend on 6th floor." He says, he let me in. I come right to your apartment with it. I said,
Yeah.
"Okay, cool.
There you go.
Now I'll order more often then." Yeah, if he can get in the building and bring it right to my door, you betcha.
Yeah, that's my Mondays are orange chicken and Kung Pao chicken from Panda Express.
Oh, yeah.
So I got a little bit of the breaded chicken, a little bit of the other stuff. And
Yeah.
it's got those little black peppers in there, those little Chinese peppers in there.
Yeah.
And that's every Monday, every single Monday at work. And I need to quit this because it's not helping with my weight situation. But you know what? It's good as hell. If I cut everything out, I may not cut out Mondays at Panda Express. I'm just saying.
See, that's it. Is where can I cut back somewhere else so I can keep
somewhere else, right?
Yeah, and that's what I did with pizza. Now I cut myself off of pizza for at least a month or two because I was eating a couple pizzas a week.
Yeah,
I got to cut that shit out. That.
When I had my biggest weight gain, it was pizza and beer. And we get pizza. The kids always want to be, "Dad, go get pizza." So Dad was always willing to go get pizza, and Dad would go get pizza. We'd have enough pizza for that night, and there'd be a little left over. Guess what? When Dad got home the next day from work at night, there's pizza left over. Guess what? Dad was eating
pizza again.
And then a night or two later, it was the same exact thing. So it helped me pack on the pounds quite a bit before. So I try to stay away from that bad habit of doing that. So
no kidding. That's me. Is I'll buy a frozen pizza like a lots of matzo, and then I put a lots of shit on top of it. And so I'll eat half of one, and then I eat the other half the next day for lunch.
Sure.
So in about 12 hours, 14 hours, I eat a whole pizza that weighed about 2.5 pounds.
Beautiful.
And it's got 3/4 of a pound of cheese on it, and it's got 1/4 of a pound of pepperoni added to it. And I had to lots of matzo ain't bad, but there isn't a frozen pizza out there I found yet, and I've tried everything. Anytime a new one pops up, I'll try that. I haven't found one yet that I actually enjoy, unless I doctor the sucker up. I always got to doctor it up, and I like to put that ginger garlic pepper sauce that I get on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's tasty. I use it as a cocktail sauce too for like shrimp, because it's got a bite to it. It's not what you would consider hot. You
But
know,
it's got a bite. I understand.
probably medium heat, like a medium pecani sauce. Medium heat. But oh shit, yeah, I'm talking about that shit, and I cut myself off from it, and I'm sitting here like, yeah, what do I? Nope. Walmart's closed. They close at 9. We need 24/7 Walmart back, so when I get these cravings, I can head to Walmart. Freaking gas prices, Jace.
I'm telling you.
Ours just hit the 240 mark.
Yeah, we were 245 week and a half ago. I mean, as soon as it was,
ours is held at it was 239 for about a week or week and a half, and then now yesterday it went up to 241, and yeah, that's just the start, I believe. We'll be back to $3 for sure. So I filled the truck. I was a little pissed because I should have filled it about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and gotten it for $2.29 a gallon.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
We're in for the long haul, I guess.
Yeah. Well, and that's it. It's going to seem like a long haul. The feta cheese pizza is good base for the crust. Yeah, Walmart delivers now. But see, I everybody tells me, oh well, yeah, you can order your groceries and pay for them online. They'll deliver them. Well, here it's the same thing. You got to go get them downstairs because they're not allowed in the building. Well, and I can't remember once in my whole freaking life where I sent a grocery list with somebody to the store and they got the shit I wanted back. I mean, they either forgot something or at Walmart they say they won't forget anything because you're paying for it, but they bring you the generic instead of the name brand you asked for, or they screw something up all the time. Screw something up, and I just I'll go do it myself.
I like walking through the place and just
to see what. Yeah,
my wife will go through the Walmart and she'll skip aisles, and I'm like, but there might be something down there I want to see, or I might be interested in.
Right.
But she's like, she's got a list of X number of things that she wants to go and get. Now, when we go shopping for other stuff, it's
forever.
All over. Exactly.
Yep. Mine was the exact same way. Yeah.
When I used to go grocery shopping, I haven't recently, but I would go and I would aisle by aisle, and I would check stuff and just, you know what? Yeah. I might see something that, for me, for the kids, for her, whatever,
Right. Right. See, I finally worked it out with my ex that I won't interfere with her shopping as long as I get to do all the grocery shopping.
Oh, okay.
And I was surprised she agreed to that. And I knew what she liked, Crying out loud, I lived with her over 30 years. I knew what the hell she liked. And it wasn't me, so there's a pretty good chance anything I grabbed off the shelf she'll probably like, as long as it wasn't me. And she, after she realized that, oh yeah, I don't miss stuff, and it was because I'm like you. I always started, and people don't get it, what end of the store to start on, you don't start in the frozen foods department, for God's sakes, And my ex-wife was notorious for that. That's what's on her mind. I got to have that frozen this and this and this, and we got to have ice cream. I don't want to forget that. So she heads right for that, gets it in the cart, and then it spends 45 minutes in the damn cart before you're out of the store. No. That's the last damn thing you're getting is that frozen stuff. But I'd hit every aisle because there are times I'd walk down an aisle and I'd go, ooh, we're out of that. We don't have that at home. And I totally forgot, but we're out of that and grab it. Otherwise, we wouldn't have it still, But she was the same way. She had her list. Those were the only aisles she's going down. Boom, boom, boom. She goes there to get a new bra. Where the hell do you find her? In the crafts department. What are you doing in here? You going to make your own bra or what? You came here for a bra. And what's all this other shit in the cart? You were in housewares. You were over here and over there. What? Why don't you shop for our groceries that way? I mean, you checked everything out in the store. Yeah. Oh, that's it, Lazy Nate. In fact, that's one of my earliest jobs as a kid. When I was 14, I worked for a grocery store, a mom and pop place, but it was a good sized store. And I started out as a stock boy and I worked my way up to being an assistant in the meat department. And yeah, I learned the store pretty doggone good and then I realized most stores are laid out the same way, and I could go in and I could do a hell of a lot of shopping in 45 minutes, man. I could fill a cart full. And
keep talking. I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Okay. Yeah. Keep talking, he says. There won't be anybody here, but go ahead and keep talking, he says. Yeah, I don't like Walmart either. Walmart is a evil necessity. That's all for me. For certain things, I don't shop at Walmart, but for the most part, for my general grocery shopping, I do. Lazy Nate. Thinking Walmarts. Oh my gosh, they'll drive you crazy. Joey. Yeah. It's kind of a quiet Thursday night. We've had a below average crowd tonight, but it seems like it's been that way all week. The last 3 days, the folks that I follow, and there's some videos going up and a few streams running, but the audiences seem to be lower this week than typical. It's one of those weeks. It's weird. Yeah. I only go to Wally World for bulk. Only found their items. Yeah. There's certain things that's like, I like that caramel creamer they got. Well, you can't get that anywhere else. It's great value. So I go there, I get that, but I've grabbed 6 containers at a time, so I don't have to go back, But yeah, I go for Walmart specific items. And then I go to Super One store for most of my grocery items. Walmart used to be just convenient, but now it's like, what the heck? What's one more stop,
My wife does all the Walmart shopping. I usually at Meijer myself. Although I've been into a Meijer for about 3 or 4 weeks.
Oh, really? That long, eh?
Well, there's this dude named Peter Meijer. I don't know if you know who he is. He's a grandson of Fred Meijer.
Mm-hmm.
And he voted a certain way.
Yeah.
So, I've kind of been on the
Well, that's kind of like with Jack Links. if someone offers me Jack Links, I'd grab it right up.
Yeah, they're already bought.
I won't go buy them because I knew the founder, Jack, the original Jack Links.
Mm-hmm.
I knew, well, I had business dealings with his son. At the time, his son did the corporate takeover and sued the shit out of his own father.
Wow.
And actually stole the business from his dad.
Wow.
And I sat there one evening having cocktails with him after we went for a fly over the Apostle Islands in his private plane. He bought our Best Western motel down here on the lake and a restaurant. It was like a 4-star high-end restaurant that was adjacent to that property. And then they converted that restaurant into a Jack Links barbecue and steakhouse. Well, that place is now out of business. It only lasted about a year and a half, 2 years. He never reached break even on it. And it was because the people in this town knew how big of an asshole he was. And he sat there. We were having cocktails at the motel one night. They got a bar there. Having cocktails one night. And he started bragging about how he took the business away from the old man. And he says, as far as I'm concerned, he says, I don't care if the old man ends up penniless and living off the street. He says, his problem, not mine.
Wow.
And I asked him, I said, why do you hate your old man so much? He said, he wouldn't let me run the business. He said he didn't have the faith in me that he should have had. So I just took the business away from him. I said, that kind of tells me why he didn't have the faith in you, because you're an asshole.
Right.
And he goes, only assholes win. That's what sealed my fate with him.
Wow.
I said, okay, you can take your next sausage and shove it up your ass. I mean, I don't like you. I don't like you.
Yep, that'll do it.
Yeah. And yeah, Jack Links, you know, the business is fairly stable, but it's never boomed or grown like it was when the old man owned it. Yeah. But yeah. And that restaurant, I was kind of sad to see it close up, but because the food was really good. But nah, it's the kind of restaurant I would go to once a year, you know.
Yep, I got you.
Yeah, kind of a $40 a plate place, you know. But you order a steak there, and yeah, you walk out going, yeah, $40. I can live with it. Yeah.
Yep.
What I don't like is that goddamn Red Lobster. The very last time I've been to Red Lobster, the gal that was with me, oh, she eats seafood like I do. Oh yeah, we both had the Admiral's Feast and the extras, half pound of crab legs and all the extras and shit. I thought, well, that's, you know, that shouldn't be too bad. It cost me $86
At a Red Lobster.
at a Red Lobster.
Fuck.
Cost me $86.
I haven't been to Red Lobster.
Well, the damn drinks are all like $7.50 to $12 a piece. And, you know, I told her, I said, well, that shot the old cheap date theory right in the ass.
Well, I'm a lucky guy because my wife is not a big seafood person, so we don't ever have to worry about going to a seafood restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
And even if we go to a steak restaurant, she gets like the petite sirloin.
Sure.
Dead.
Yeah.
You know, she gets it like well done. Like
one of those.
Oh. Yeah. So.
My ex-wife, no, it had to be filet mignon.
Well, you guys.
It's got to be as tender as you can get it, and at least you wanted it medium rare. Just pink in the center.
That's good.
I had bought these beautiful porterhouses that, oh God, they were nice. Local meat market here, local raised beef, awesome steaks. We invited this couple over for dinner. Now, we had never had them to our place for dinner, and we had known them for years, and it was odd that we had never had them to our place for dinner. But we had eaten at their place before, so I told the wife, invite them over for a barbecue. We'll have steaks. Okay. So they said, yeah, we're coming. Oh, what a disaster, man. Each one of those steaks cost me $17 a piece from the meat market. And in the restaurant, that would have been at least a $30 meal. That's just the steak.
Sure.
And I'm out there grilling these steaks, and her husband's the guy, he's out there, Mike was his name, and Mike's going, oh, those steaks look so good. Oh, they're going to be great. And he said, I wish you hadn't put 3 of those on yet, though. I said, why? And he says, the wife will only eat it if it's got to be just short of cremated. I go, what are you talking about? He goes, oh, it's got to be cooked till it's dry. I mean,
really?
He says, if she cuts into it and juices come out of it, she's going to say, I can't eat it. I said, I am not doing that to an almost $20 steak.
Right.
And he goes, well, then she won't eat. And I said, oh, that poor girl. Yeah.
There's lots of stuff in the house she can't eat.
And so, then the ex-wife come out and said, are the steaks almost done? I said, no, I just got word. Our steaks are going off to the side. I got to cook hers till it's nothing but roadkill, dead. And I said, I'm tempted to just tell Sue that you're going to have to eat whatever, all the sides, because I'm not killing your steak. I'm going to save it and have it myself tomorrow. And she goes, that wouldn't work. And I go, what do you mean it won't work? Well, she's not going to eat the potato salad. And I go, why? What's wrong with the potato salad? Well, there's onions in it. And I said, well, she can eat the shrimp salad then. No, she doesn't like shrimp. And I go, well, she can have just a dinner salad then. She's allergic to arugula. Arugula, is that what it's called? Which, that one kind of lettuce. She's allergic to that. I said, then I looked right at her husband and my ex-wife, and I go, then why is she so fat? I said, I couldn't help it. Why is she so fat? She can't eat nothing. How'd she get so fat? And her husband started laughing, and he goes, I just make a lot of fattening things without onions in it, or without shrimp in it. Holy Jesus. That was one of the hardest meals I had to sit there and eat. Our steaks weren't done the way I wanted them because
they were overdone for her.
They had to sit on the side, and they self-cook, as they sit. And so they were what I considered overdone. All 3 of them were medium. They weren't even close to medium rare.
Right.
I wanted them pink and juicy. And oh no. And then my wife, she got the porterhouse with the largest eye on it, so she cut the eye out, and then the New York strip side, she plops it on my plate. Have at it. I only eat the filet mignon, Oh, fuck off. It's so disappointing. I mean, such good food. And I tried to enjoy it, but watching all that money go down the tubes with that woman sitting there going, man, yeah. And then she's saying the steak was pretty tough. And I said, it was cooked. I said it was cooked to the point it's almost jerky. Of course it's going to be tough. It's, you can't cook it that long and expect it to not be tough. Oh no, it gets more tender the longer you cook it.
Says who?
No, that's true in a slow cooker full of liquid, but it ain't true on a barbecue. Oh my God. Yeah, it was terrible. It was terrible. And my buddy, he loves onions. He said he's the only one that really enjoyed the meal. Man, he ate half of this big bowl of potato salad. And he goes, "Oh, I love the texture of the onions." And he looked at his wife and he says, "You should have some. Just pick the onions out," because he says it's great. It's got sliced radishes in it. Oh, they're awesome. And she goes, "Oh, radishes? They're too close to being an onion. I wouldn't eat those." And I said, "Have you ever tasted one?" "Oh, no, they're too close to being an onion." I said, "There's no comparison. They're not even in the same class. I mean, get real." And she said, "Well, I can't eat anything that even has that onion flavor in it." She said, "If I can taste the onion, then I'm pretty sure there's onions." The radishes I had at that time, they were a sweet radish. They weren't strong flavored. I like the white icicle radishes. They're real mild. I like to eat those just as a snack. I have had some radishes that, they got a good bite to them.
I hate to do this to you, but I'm ready to go to bed.
I was going to say, we hit that 3-hour mark 7 minutes ago. I'm ready. I'm ready too. I got to eat some dinner yet tonight. We've been talking about food, and now I'm like,
exactly.
I got that Kung Pao chicken sitting in there. I got to warm that up, eat that. So, yeah. Send you to bed thinking of Chinese.
Exactly. Ooh, Chinese going to bed. Never mind. Forget about it. Anyways.
Oh. Hey, I want to thank all you guys out in the chat. I want to thank you all. Hey, Phil, thanks for showing up and sticking around. It was a good evening.
Here.
Good evening. Nice kind of low-keyed evening. But I'll see all of you on Sunday night, Sty Story Sunday. And then I'll see you on Monday. I'm going to close out with the reminder for Monday's new show. So until Sunday, if I don't see you in between, we'll see you there.
See ya.
See ya.